hopefully everything is where it should be. Why do I say that every time I start this? But no matter what stream I'm on, I'm always asking, well, I hope things are where I left it. As soon as Sin leaves. What? But why? What's? I appreciate it. Thank you. It was and is very necessary. Thank you so much, everybody. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Mark Summers, Major Linux, twitch.tv/Major Linux, and it's Thursday, September 30th, the last Thursday of the month. Boo! Can't wake me up when October ends. Wake me up when October ends. Is that how that goes? Damn. I mean, yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, cannot hear.
They cannot hear me.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check.
They're trying to silence me, but I won't be denied. Not today.
I will not be silenced.
Unfortunately, they is me at this point, but
No.
I mean, after Sin comes out with this, hey, petition Kev, Anka, and I to play DVD. No, thank you.
None of that.
None of
that.
None of this.
They're gonna have me. They're gonna have me out here sidelined like they did last week.
Nope, not today. Not today. not today. Not tomorrow. Not ever. Yeah. So, hi, I'm one of the hosts of Marcus Vigilante Summers. Thank you all for tuning in to Tech Talk Thursdays. Really do appreciate it. Of course, I'm joined this week and every week. It was a little touch and go today.
Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna make it today.
Kev is in the building.
Barely. full of Mountain Dew to get me here, but I'm here.
And of course, we're joined this week by the one man who is
back from vacation.
Freshly back from vacation and immediately is trying to start a coup. Sinziak is in the building.
Greetings and salutations, good people of the internet.
Of course.
Let me just go ahead and do this real quick because we're being saucy today.
Spicy. We got spicy nugs. I put spicy nugs in the tweet today.
I just want to let y'all know that today's show is brought to you by Major and Kevin. Looked at the list of articles that we're talking about today and said, for your beverage this evening, add some levels. Add some levels.
I might have been speaking from a very biased
beverage.
I might have been speaking from a very biased position. It wasn't necessarily because of the articles. It was just personal shit going on. It's like, you know what?
Are we leveled up? We just leveled up all the way around the board today, huh?
I mean, I am not personally because I don't have any. But you asked, so I was like, "Hey, do you have those? You should have those."
Yeah, this Mountain Dew could use something in it. But I will go with it.
In case anybody's wondering, what y'all mean talking about leveling up and all this stuff, just assume I'm talking about Final Fantasy X unless I tell you otherwise. Mostly because we want to be sensitive to our people who may have certain things around mentions of items. And this is why I reference them that way, in case anybody ever wanted to know why I talk about leveling up when I talk about that.
Yeah.
Well, it's another week. Tech news has to be talked about. And it is very...
Oh my God.
Very,
like today,
very heavy.
Can we talk about how was this like, surely nothing is going to happen between last week and this week to get things off and popping and stuff where I'm going to...
I wish I could, but again, last Thursday in the morning, I got hit with 3 different articles, or 2 articles and a tweet, and I'm like, yeah, next week ain't gonna be great, is it? It's just not going to be great. But before we get into that, Kev, how was your week?
Oh, my week. Okay. Um, Lawn work. That's always stressful. And my my push mower broke down. So now I gotta like try and pay off season for for a push mower, and that's been kind of struggle in a whole Panasonic. So
Wait,
that's
wouldn't
even
buying a lawnmower off season be easier?
oh no. See, on season, that's when everybody and their mama like, I need to clean the house. I need to get the yard right. I need to get the flowers going. So naturally, they're gonna sell you everything pre-season, and everything is great. Plus availability there. Post season, they're gonna be like, yeah, we ain't got enough product to sell.
Well, I figured it'd
So
be like going to like Burlington Coke factory in the summer to buy winter clothes.
the winter clearance, summer clearance. Yeah, that's
That that,
great for
that's what
clothes.
I thought this was going to be. You know what I'm saying? Not like
Yeah, but
trying to buy a watermelon in the middle of the winter, or
yeah,
that's difficult, right? I don't know. I don't normally buy fruit like
yeah.
that, so
It's like basically like off season. That's when it's like, oh, you trying to buy something when it's not popping. Yeah, that's gonna be difficult.
that doesn't make sense. Like, wouldn't I don't know. Again,
Yeah,
I'm borderline socialist light, so I don't know how capitalism works. But I don't know if you wanted. I feel like if you wanted to make money, you would just continue to make the thing, regardless of what time it was.
yeah.
I'm sure
But
somebody in December wants to cut their grass for reasons unknown, but
I mean, yeah. But like I say,
also
coupled with
global
all season
warming.
and a yeah. So yeah, speaking of like now in a pandemic, you basically like, okay, supply chains. Ooh, okay. You
Just in
have
time for
this
the
or
holidays, right?
this.
Because Kevin's talking about some real stuff right now. We're talking about holiday buying for like certain things. I don't know if y'all have considered at home. That means your chicken and your turkey.
Yeah. Hmm.
Have fun with that. I've all but
Yeah.
canceled Thanksgiving prior to this, so
Yeah.
it's just
Pan,
a Thursday. We just sit at home and say, man, it's great to not be at work.
yeah. Pandemic Thanksgivings hit different.
Oh no, this was before the pandemic. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking cancel Thanksgiving. Period.
Oof.
Like, who needs this?
Um,
Why is
I
this a
will.
thing?
Thanksgiving will more than likely find me once again in a. At this point, right? Like Thanksgiving for us isn't even a major thing as much as it is a touch point at which we can guarantee for the most point that family members will speak to each other or at least see each other for a brief enough moment not to forget that we exist.
For that part.
Right? It's like Memorial Day, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, and Christmas for the most part are those days. This is like one of those because y'all gonna be grown on your birthday for sure. Y'all are gonna be here or whatever. So we might as well get at least one of these major holidays to have you at the house and have some food and be up in your business for a second. P.S. If you're my family, don't ask me about things.
Yeah.
If you didn't see it on socials, you didn't see it. You don't need to know.
And see,
That's
that's
right.
why, and that's why I just don't support. So look, you just don't need to know.
Yep. Definitely dropping down
I'm
and
a
get
secret
the eagle
agent.
on your birthday.
Secret agents need to know basis what my life is.
Good rule of thumb: block all your family members on social media. You'll be better off that way. Anywho's, so yeah, struggling with lawn care. Uh, really awesome games. Can we just take a moment to just say how absolutely amazing Game Pass is?
Oh, we will
Like,
at the tail end of the show.
I know, but I just want to like take time to be like, Game Pass is just really good. Like, I woke up and I just seen like games, and I'm just like, yes, Game Pass. And it's like, oh wait, games that I wanted to cover, but couldn't get review keys for are on Game Pass. I love it. I love it here. I love all of this. Yes,
What if
let's
that's
go.
what they knew?
Yeah,
So we want to get young Kev. We want to give you the key. Just wait.
mm-hmm.
You will get the access.
Yeah, that's not where I am now. I'm just waiting for games to go on Game Pass now. Like,
Yeah, like I came to that realization. I think when I shared the article earlier today, I was like, "Are we at that point now? To where we just don't buy games?"
yeah,
Like earlier this week, I contemplated buying Avengers. Oh, that's coming on Game Pass. Okay,
hmm
all right. Moving on.
I'd be like, you know what you can say? You can do with all that savings, buy all these hard drives. Don't have to buy games, buy
Don't
hard
don't
drives.
don't make that a suggestion for me. Don't do it, man. This is
don't do,
dangerous.
don't do me.
This
Don't
that's
do
that's dangerous. Don't do that.
me. Yeah, but see what else? What else have I been doing? Oh yeah, did the direct. That was fun. And did the direct video. That was fun. And looking forward to Animal Crossing Direct at some point in October. Never been so excited to see a pigeon. Shout out to those who shout out to those who are familiar with that joke. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me.
Dope. Sin. Did I lose Sin's audio? Actually, I couldn't hear him that time.
What do you mean?
Okay, there we go.
There you go.
Man, that RTX voice or whatever it is.
Don't do me. Don't do this.
Look. That wasn't me. I couldn't hear you that time. I just couldn't hear
Anyway,
you.
y'all were asking how I'm doing.
Yes.
So, things have been all right. So we took a little trip to Indiana, right? Where I was near but not at Gen Con.
Wait, hold on. Pause. You do realize we did have a show in between then and now, right? Or are you just recapping for those who only listen to the podcast?
I'm only Wait, did we recap this while we were playing Astroneer?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, there you go. Also, Perpetual Noob is out here making food I'm very jealous of. Enjoy the lurk though. So I mean, between last Thursday and this Thursday, it's mostly been trying to do my favorite thing, everyone's favorite thing, which is trying to catch up with all of this stuff from when I was gone and making sure that things have been sent and processed and people have been informed and stuff. And as usual, I got back from vacation because I'm the only person who does what I do. I got asked to do too many things, and I'm like, y'all, one of these things is getting done. And it's not this. I just like told people, hey, if you had a meeting with me this afternoon about something, you didn't have that meeting today. We're moving that because I have things I have to do. But we did get inboxes all the way down to 0 today. I got to see the artist who made this one bracelet I commissioned, and it looks really cool. So we're very happy about that. Love to see it. And then everything else has been, my brother also got an upgrade to his gym equipment and brought me his old incline bench. So I have an incline bench now for exercise things. We ordered a new journal, so the new journal came in. This is what it looks like. Kind of looking forward to all of the writing that is going to get, the poor thing, and rearrange some stuff. Bills are coming up due. We love that for us.
Do we?
Don't.
Yeah,
Bills
I was
are-
like, do
bills
we?
are terrible. We don't. And other than that, we're just chilling. We're chilling. We had our first couple of streams back this week, where I wanted to fight Steam real quick because there is a thing that Steam does on occasion for reasons that are unknown to me, where a game wouldn't play, but it also wouldn't load because it kept giving me an error about a disk usage error or something like this, and it refused to. It wouldn't install the game. I was playing Final Fantasy X. It wouldn't reinstall the game. It wouldn't update the game. And it took the entire Steam directory that the game was in and made it read only until I restarted the computer. if anyone wants to make any of that make sense, by all means. But
I'm trying, but I don't know why there'll be a random permission change on the directory.
Just random. The whole directory, read only. However, I restarted it, got the game reinstalled, and found all of my saves were intact. So that's cool.
So my question is, do you think if you restarted the computer first before doing anything, you wouldn't have had to worry about the saves?
Possibly, but the thing is, I don't know, because the time that I found out was, let's just say, somewhat inopportune. I was in the middle of the stream at the time, so I was just like, let me just not restart the whole computer. Well, and it was just a mess. So we had to wait until after stream was over, and I had to.
I've restarted whole computers in the middle of stream time.
I'm just kind of like, listen,
y'all will have to wait. I'll be right back.
It was our first day hanging out. I wasn't trying to mess that up, but we're good. And then we had Hollow Knight on Tuesday.
I could have sworn somebody told me that your community will understand and then they will wait.
I mean, maybe someone might have said that. I don't know who that is. Kevin's over here giving sage advice, apparently.
He has, but not that one. Not that one in particular. I've shouted at Kevin for advice he has given and some that he doesn't give that I appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, let me know when somebody's outside because I can't see the window. Can confirm he has restarted midstream. Yep. Me, yes, I have.
We played some Hollow Knight, and I got an ending to the game. It was sad, and I have a lot of questions, and unfortunately, it was like, hey, you got a lot of questions. We could give you those answers, but they're spoilery as hell, so we're not going to. And as that does.
Oof.
And then that's about it. Everything else has just been me trying to chill, trying to vibe, trying to figure out what I want to do for the rest of the year. We have spooky month coming up, so me thinking about things I want to do with that. And that's about it.
Cool. Recently I looked up what Amarice was. I am intrigued. I wonder if there is an eggless version of that.
There is not.
Then I unfortunately will not be able to enjoy an Amarice. I'm a little bummed, but I will move on.
I'll tell you how it was.
Oh, okay. Wait.
Because I can have that at some point. So when I have it for you in the future, I'll let you know how it was.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can have it too.
It's not so much I can't have it. I just don't want to consume eggs. Outside of the Amarice issue that apparently I have now discovered, I installed Windows 11 on this PC. So I am now Windows 11 ready, I guess, because that's a thing that nobody, I guess, really wants to be. But I mean, hey, we're here now. I finished Yakuza 0.
Yeah, you did.
I have questions, not about the game and the content itself, but about, does the rest of Yakuza match that energy of Yakuza 0? And if it does, how in the fuck did that not, how the fuck did this game not catch on in the West?
Because it was like on the PS2, and then kind of like, I think it was like it was kind of like, it was basically like a small franchise, and really didn't pick up steam until like PlayStation 3, usually around about 4 or 5. And then people were like, what is this game? So Kiwami kind of like picked up. Once they redid Kiwami, then it was like, oh, okay.
But that's the thing. Yeah. Like, they didn't change any of the major content in Yakuza 1.
No.
So what is it about 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 that did not jive with Americans, to where it took 6 coming out and people are like, oh wait, we should pay attention to Yakuza. 0 was like, oh shit, Yakuza's actually really great. And then 1 Kwame 2 and 7 are like, oh shit, Yakuza's actually really a good game.
Yeah.
It was like, where were y'all before? Because this would have been great to know ahead of time. I'm glad we now have these remasters and they're amazing.
Mhm.
Or again, with 0 just being an original.
Yeah. Not to mention Judgment. That's within Yakuza, but not really. It's Yakuza-ish.
Like, just, oh my god, Yakuza. It is a fucking video game.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is how video games should be.
Yes.
Like, people should look at Yakuza. Look, like Yakuza should be Yakuza 0 at least. I don't know how the others are yet, but Yakuza 0 at least should be put into video game curriculums as to this is the perfect video game. The perfect one.
Oh yeah, one was pretty fun. The amount of which I played of 1, I definitely had a good time with it. But again, typically what happens with me, I find games that, oh, another game, and then I end up not really going back to it, investing the time and energy with it. But if it was this game that I had in college, like if I had Kiwami in college, I would have been like, yes, let me play this.
I mean, and it's not to say, like, again, my favorite game still is Watch Dogs 2. Still my favorite. The Metal Gear Solid series, favorite series. But again, I still feel like Yakuza 0, that's just balls to the wall action, and I love it. It is now cemented a place in the major Hall of Fame of video games, and I cannot wait to play the rest of them now. But yeah, Yakuza 0 is finished. Man, that's about it. Oh, I mentioned something about my shoulder. I'm having some shoulder pains. Was able to go see somebody about it. Apparently I have a frozen shoulder. Which is weird. It's not like arthritis. There's like nothing physically wrong with it. It's just like, it's like the tendons or the cartilage or whatever starting to harden up, and it's getting really difficult for my shoulder to move. But apparently within a year, I'll be okay again.
So you just had to thaw. That's what you're saying.
Literally. There are 4 stages to this. There is pre-freezing, freezing, frozen, and thawing. Now I could take medicine and go to physical therapy and kind of expedite that process. But if I decided to leave it unchecked, which is not a thing I would want to do, yeah, like in a year to 15 months, I'd be okay again. But yeah. It's going to be a fun decade playing 1 through 7. Again, I can get through Yakuza's 1 through 7 faster than I can get through Kingdom Hearts 1 through 3. Including all of those side story game, like 3 Dosadium /2 divided by the power of love to the King Kong Infinity and beyond of the Linux Penguin. I don't understand why are those titles so damn long.
Very long. But
yeah.
As somebody who's like currently playing through Yakuza 7, like it really does. It feels like a lot, but it really doesn't feel like a lot. Like went through like a major dungeon within like span of like 20 minutes and 30 minutes, and I was like, hey, I'm definitely liking what they got going on. I want to push Ichiban down a flight of stairs, but yeah. Because it's like when you think about Yakuza, I'm always thinking about like Mijima, and you thinking about like Kuryu, and Kasuga-chan, that kind of stuff, and I love that, and it's like manly men doing manly things, and it's just like Ichiban's like, yeah, yeah, and it's like, dude, what are you doing? We need to finesse this. But why? It's like, bruh, there's bigger things. It's like bigger, high quality things in play, complicated topics, and Ichiban's like, that's gross, dude. And I'm like,
Look, this is what
bro,
happens when you let millennials into the Yakuza.
it's like, yeah, it really feels that way. It really feels
This is
like,
what this is. Like, look, the millennials are now running the Yakuza, and it's like, yeah, things are gonna be
yeah,
different.
Kiryu, that's why I say Kiryu was great as the Dragon of Dajima, because he was just like a very stoic, like, I'm old school Yakuza and I'm trying to figure out what's going on and seek revenge and right the wrongs and blah blah blah. It just feels like Ichiban just kind of like falls into whatever you're doing, and the other people and the other characters are way more interesting and cooler than he is.
I mean,
But
then maybe I will like this game. That just sounds like my life at this point.
yeah, yeah, oh, no,
Like
you
I
still like,
like I'm the weeb, and everybody else who I hang out with is much cooler than me.
yeah, it's like Psycho and Adachi, love Adachi,
Yeah, see, everybody,
grumpy ass old man.
ain't nobody here for me.
Ex
Ain't
cop.
nobody here for me.
Yeah. So it's a good. It's like it's a good game, but it's like, man, Ichiban, I'm gonna need you to do better.
But yeah, so I'm looking forward to the next Yakuza games. Also playing more things. Like now that Yakuza 0 is also done, like I have no commitments to games now, which makes me feel better about not streaming as much because like now there's not this game that's hanging over my head. You need to finish this. You need to finish this.
Wait, hold on. Whence and where do you feel like you need to finish a game?
Yakuza 0.
But see, that's not so much like you're saying, oh, it's not a wonderful game and I'm not gonna be able to finish it. It's like I feel it's like you just feel bad because you haven't finished it. Not because not because it's not a bad game, but it's just like I want to finish it.
Oh no, I'm not saying I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's a thing of like I was playing it on stream. I was playing it for content, and I am too exhausted to do that. But you still need to finish this game. There has to be a conclusion. Finish this. So I am so glad that when I tweeted, "Hi, I installed Windows 11," I can't remember who it was who replied to that tweet. It was like, "Yes, my significant other upgraded, but they don't stream. I want to follow your your Twitter thread because you stream." I said, "Oh shit, I have not streamed in probably 2 months outside of this show."
Yikes.
So,
you being looked up and be like, uh-oh.
yeah, I was like, I guess I have to stream now.
You do. You really do. Like, damn, I gotta.
I mean, it was fine. It was fine. I'm kind of glad that somebody came through and responded in that way. So yeah, okay, fine. Now I have a reason. I don't really have a reason to not do it. I needed to figure out how well this was going to run before getting to this show. So, what better way to test it out than actually finishing Yakuza 0, which normally I play a chapter of it, but realizing that the penultimate chapter was like just like, okay, I know I'm at the end. There was nothing felt finished here. No, fuck this. We're going to finish this and actually play both of them in chapters. It's like, yeah, we're doing this. And I was sad.
Huh?
Majima's ending. Majima's ending was very sad. But that being said, it's time to cover some news. Some news that I'm sorry, not news. Some nuggets. Some nuggets of information. Some pearls of wisdom, if you so choose. Some tech nugs. And first bit of tech nugs. This one actually is news. Provided by Sinziak.
Father God. Hold on, let me pull up the cue card.
Of course, This is coming out of Variety. Twitter to pay $809.5 million to settle lawsuits alleging Jack Dorsey others misled investors.
Oh my God.
I mean, clearly later on this week, a worse one came out from Activision Blizzard, but hey.
I mean, do you want to talk about, do you want to get into it? Do you want to talk about the rest of it before I say anything?
I don't remember, but I know Activision Blizzard, they like 13 billion or something like that. What was it? 13 million, 13 billion? Like, I can't remember if it was a B or an M, but all I know is it's money that I will probably never have in my lifetime.
Right. It needs to hurt. That's what I'm gonna say.
It won't for Activision, but you know.
It won't, but it needs to hurt.
But yeah,
it
that's
hurts
all
in our hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my wallet, personally, it hurts.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I got. Yeah, Twitter to pay $809.5 million to settle lawsuit alleging Jack Dorsey others misled investors. Sam, what you got for us?
Out of the $4 billion that they got. I also want to point out that this has been a lawsuit that's going on since 2016. Do you have any? Every single lawsuit that we've read for these Silicon Valley bros all happened also in the year of 2016. What the fuck was going on?
An election?
Like, I mean, did they just go, well, we're having an election, no one's paying attention, let's just go ahead and throw this in here real quick in the haze of this? Because almost every tech bro that we've had to read about, every company that we've had having sued, someone has been like, well, this started back in 2016 and we just didn't get that process yet. Y'all, we're talking about millions of dollars. How did it take y'all 5 years? But anyway, let's talk about the lawsuit in question, because there isn't one, right? There was an original lawsuit filed in 2016 against Mr. Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter, and by someone who also had a share in the who is also a Twitter shareholder, for using outdated information about their user engagement numbers, because it didn't reveal apparently that user interaction on Twitter and all this other stuff was declining with time.
This sounds familiar.
These people went and invested billions of dollars into this and then went, y'all hiding something. I don't know. If I were investing billions of dollars, I would be like, I would need an updated list of this data for today. But they went and filed, and what they got for their troubles after giving billions of dollars to Twitter in investment money was an 8K filing for a settlement of $809.5 million, which also includes, this will not include or constitute an admission, concession, or finding of any fault, liability, or wrongdoing by the company or any defendant. Like, we gonna give you this money because we're gonna give you this money so you can leave us alone, but you can't say we did nothing. Bruh. Also, when you're dealing with billions of dollars and someone says, I want millions back, like, you just went, you can have it, that's fine. You literally have like $100 and someone just like, I'm suing you. You just go, okay, here's $2.50. I cannot. And I read that AK filing and just was like, excuse me. Oh no, I can't deal with this.
Wait, a fraction of a cent per stock.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how they got 809 point whatever million? It's not like anybody did any math on this thing.
No, I don't think they did.
Way to go, Ned Segal.
They're like, you know how much you owe. That's what they did. They did this by the honor system with people who apparently, I feel robbed, but I'm gonna leave you to this honor system to give us what you owe. Oh, okay. That's fine. Meanwhile, Jack is over here meditating in the middle of some land in South Africa he shouldn't be on. I hate it.
Looking like he about to start learning magic from the ancient one.
Not this. Not this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he'll be the bad one?
Oh, yeah, he will be.
No, because remember the settlement says can't say we did anything wrong. So you can't be bad without doing wrong things.
I mean,
Mhm.
the one from What
Exactly.
If, he also didn't admit any wrongdoing either.
Sure enough, didn't. He was like,
He was just
And
trying to save his
everyone,
girlfriend.
And here we go, everyone. This is where we say welcome to the U.S. legal system and
just
what
like-
you get away with when money's involved.
be like, don't have to admit wrongdoing. Just open your wallet and pay.
No, you literally said we'll give you this money, but you can't say we did anything wrong. And I'm just waiting to find out what happens here.
But
Yeah.
again, so in other cases where settlements get involved, especially when you look at the biggest one I could think of is like sexual harassment suits or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, I see that point. Here, I don't. Because all this is saying is that, look, all you want is money. Because this is an SEC filing. So all you want is money. How about I just give you money? Will you agree with this money? Yes, I will agree with this money. Okay, have some money.
Linux.
Like,
respectfully
this does
on
not
one.
seem
Like,
this does not seem egregious to me because of the fact that these are just billionaires and millionaires just fighting each other.
Well, I mean, by all means, let these miscreants scrap in the alley. It's not even a moral thing for me at this point, as much as, boy, I couldn't give you $4 billion, and then you said, "Here, I'm gonna give you $800 million back," but then you can't. Don't ask me for nothing else after this.
Exactly. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, at this point, I honestly do not care. Like,
It's just like, you right though. You right. I'm just
y'all
like, it's
wanted
not
money.
even-
You got money. Okay.
like. This is not me being enraged. I don't like listen, like Major said, we don't care. But it's me being like this is the kind of stuff that I like pull up in like voice chat or whatever and go, girl, I can't believe that this is happening out here. Well, back to like doing my spreadsheets and my emails or whatever.
Like, it's like, what is it? Like, when you put this in the in Discord,
just
like,
No, I
millionaires
put
are fighting. Okay.
I put this in Discord because I'm just like, bitch, do you see this over here? Do you see this nonsense?
Yeah, they're playing in a tax bracket I can't afford to be in. I honestly do not give a shit.
This is literally Wall Street bets. Okay.
Yeah,
So basically,
like, I do not care.
This is what Linux just said. Let me translate that for the audience here. Linux has said, listen, the next time someone comes over here with more than one comma in whatever they get paid for whatever, I don't even want to feature it in this show anymore. I don't want to hear about it. They can just they can do whatever they're gonna do outside. I don't want to know.
That's what's look again. Socialism light here. It's like, you know what? Do you? Yes, capitalism is broken, but hey, people need to make money somehow. This is the system we have. I will operate within these walls, but I do not care.
You know something? I only care a little bit for this reason. Bitch, put that in my back pocket.
Yeah,
Like,
okay, yeah. If it was, if I was benefiting from it, sure, I would be a little bit more concerned.
I'm joking about that. I don't want Jack to talk to me. Not even for $800 million. Don't talk to me, Jack. Stay away.
Oh, you don't want that square cash?
Gone with you.
No, I do not. I'm afraid I'll catch COVID behind that square cash.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Gone with you.
Ooh,
get him out of here.
oop.
Oh my god. Okay. That like the news that article was so ridiculous that I was just like, is this a meme?
Now, here's one that does hit close to home, like capitalism gone wrong, that does hit closer to home. Amazon's AI-powered cameras punish its delivery drivers when they look at side mirrors or when other cars cut them off.
You literally cannot get a license without doing those things. It's in your driving manual. Look, what do you mean?
Drivers told Motherboard that the AI-powered cameras in Amazon's delivery vans unfairly penalize them for things such as looking at side mirrors, adjusting the radio, and even getting cut off in traffic by someone else. My car, my 2021 Hyundai Sonata, will fucking bitch at me if I take my hands off the steering wheel for more than 5 seconds. If I take a sip of a beverage, my car will tell me, do you want to take a rest? It will put a little coffee cup on the little screen on the dash. Would you like to take a rest, sir? Please, have an espresso. Get some rest, and we can continue on your journey from your job to your house, which is only 10 minutes.
I'm pretty sure that people who have ridden with me in a vehicle recently have seen that little marker come up a number of times and me just going, no, thank you. We are on the interstate, sweetie. The answer's no. But, like, listen, I'm from the old school, right? You were taught that there's a spot between where your rear view is and where your side views are, that no matter how well you adjust them, has a spot that is the size of a car and a half or so that is entirely invisible to you. You have to look, driving safely, to make sure you don't run into things. And for these things to just be sitting there being like, boop, let me drive this car. And then you got these people driving in major metropolitan cities. Have you driven in New York? Have you tried navigating the New Jersey fucking turnpike? Have you driven through Chicago or Atlanta? You would die.
Mm-hmm.
You would die on Peachtree Street and no one would even make a news article about it. And these people are getting dinged for, hey, I had to look real quick to make sure I didn't run into anybody when someone came running out of pocket. And, according to this article, that can cost people money, bonuses, extra pay, or like their base paycheck for people who either work for Amazon or like the people that they partner with to do their delivery driving.
I mean, to be fair, if you've seen any of the videos on like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, I've seen these Amazon vans drive through flash floods to get those packages on time.
I mean, we saw someone walking in the middle of sepsis water in the middle of New York only a couple of weeks ago trying to deliver Postmates. So like, we're in hell. We already know that. But
when you gotta boat down flooded streets like the Cajun Navy to make sure everybody get like their fucking packages, their pop figures on time. Jeez Louise. Like, hold on. Let me put my waiters and my airboat to deliver these luggage tags that somebody bought. Jeez Louise, man.
This AirTag holder.
What kills me about this particular thing is the knowing that it's costing people like their literal like pay that they get, when we already also know, like, here's the thing, we already know because it's on record in multiple occasions with their working conditions and everything else that people are regularly on strike at Amazon because they don't get paid what they should be. So it's just kind of like one of those, y'all are taking everything you can to get this, and you know, I hate it here. I hate it here so much.
All right, so Amazon said it has a reduction in accidents and other safety violations since installing the Netrodyne cameras in its delivery vehicles. When the cameras spot possible unsafe driving events, these instances factor into workers' performance scores and can, in turn, hurt their chances of getting bonuses, extra pay, and prizes. They can also affect the income of Amazon delivery service partner itself. These events help decide whether Amazon drivers are given ratings of poor, fair, good, or fantastic. Amazon Delivery Service Providers, DSPs, which employ and manage the drivers, can get bonuses to put towards repairs, damages, and other things only if the driver's combined weekly scores land in fantastic territory. This
This
sounds
is the
like a
same
public
nonsense.
school shit.
No, like this is really right up there with the same reason why most people, like when you're driving places for like if you use ride sharing services, why like you have so many news articles that tell you like, hey, if this person has done like a decent enough job, you want to rate them a 5 because it has a way of fucking them up if they get anything less than that for any reason. And I'm like, oh, y'all, the way I hate it.
It sounds like a school system where it's like, hey, if your test scores are bad, you don't get the money, which means you don't get the proper supplies, which means your test scores will always be bad. This keeps feeding into it. It's like, yeah, this is
Vicious cycle.
Yeah.
So it's only if you got a gold star every day this week that you get to play the big computer at the far end of the room with the 5 1/4 floppy games.
Hooray! You can play Reader Rabbit and Commander Keen and Oregon Trail.
But if you die of dysentery, that's it.
Yep.
I still need to play that Oregon Trail game on iPad.
Mm.
I've been meaning to get back to that. But yeah, such is late stage capitalism at this point. In more bad news, but also weird because of legal wordings of things, Microsoft really doesn't want you installing Windows 11 on unsupported hardware. You can install Windows 11 on systems that don't meet the minimum requirements, but there are caveats. The warning is part of a user agreement attached to the latest beta build spotted by The Verge, which you must accept before proceeding. Quote, this PC doesn't meet the minimum system requirements for running Windows 11. These requirements help ensure a more reliable and higher quality experience. Installing Windows 11 on this PC is not recommended and may result in compatibility issues. Going on, if you proceed with installing Windows 11, your PC will no longer be supported and won't be entitled to receiving updates. Damages to your PC due to lack of compatibility aren't covered under the manufacturer warranty. By selecting accept, you are acknowledging that you read and understand this statement. Microsoft is out here making software that will self-destruct in 5 seconds, according to that statement. I do not know about y'all, but at what point does software actually hinder hardware except for Amazon's New World, where it actually is bricking graphics cards?
Ooh.
Again.
Ooh. I'd say.
Like, I do not get it. I do not understand, like, if somebody were to pay for this opportunity, they have a legal license to run the software, why they are not entitled to updates. I do not understand why that's a thing, how they could do that. But I also don't understand, like, how is Windows 11 breaking my PC? Why is that a thing I have to look out for? So, just so we're up to snuff on what is supported hardware for that. For the most part, supported CPUs date back to Intel's 8th gen CPUs and AMD's 2nd gen Ryzen processors. However, Microsoft recently added a few 7th gen Intel chips to the list, mostly Xeon processors, but also Core i5-7640X, which is found in its Surface Studio 2. So no worries about damaging that PC. The unsupported 7700K is a 4-core, 8-core CPU clocked at 4.2 gigahertz to 4.5 gigahertz. In comparison, the supported Core i5 7640X is a 4-core, 4-thread CPU clocked at 4 gigahertz to 4.2 gigahertz, which means that the unsupported CPU is more powerful than the supported one. But hey, it does not work with Windows 11. Ruin says, I'd also just like to say one more Kingdom Hearts title for Major to cringe a bit. Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary... What the fuck? Just stop it. Stop it. I had a 7600K. I would have been shit out of luck. Same here. I had the 7700K. Before I switched over to a second-gen Ryzen CPU, the 2700. I would have been shit out of luck trying to run Windows 11 and would not understand why it could not be supported. This is really... It's really bad that Microsoft is putting these types of limitations on the hardware when, like, fucking games that can run... Like, games are running very well. They're putting out Forza Horizon 5, which can run on lower hardware.
Yep. The Back for Blood specs are really promising. Like,
oh, I'm just talking about shit put out by Microsoft.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they got a whole ass new game coming out. 2 games. I'm pretty sure Halo Infinite can run on unsupported Windows 11 hardware.
Yep. So
the security better actually improve on Windows 11 after all this.
Mm-hmm.
It's no.
Mm-mm.
I mean, you may get that TPM 2.0, but no.
Mm-hmm.
Something, we might not necessarily be proper journalists on this show, right? We understand that, but we're not gonna lie to you either, not intentionally.
That's right.
So I'm gonna have to ask you to curb that enthusiasm and manage your expectations. No.
They're pushing up for all the supported hardware and whatnot for security. It's only like, and again, the TPM stuff I get, but the CPU requirements don't make sense. Because like I'm not sure if they're quoting Spectre, but I feel like Spectre is still affecting the CPUs that are supported. So Spectre and Meltdown shit, like that's not, no. Yo, TJ, thank you for that follow. Welcome to the house. And of course,
Is that TJ? Oh my god,
it is. Look,
Mm-hmm.
the best ever on Twitch.
all right.
Yep.
Shit. So as you can see, yes, I am running Windows 11, and I love how they move shit around. Like, I would like to know how to turn off these notifications that show up on the taskbar, but I don't know where to go.
Did they hide the little button?
There used to be a button that was like, "Hey, manage notifications." I don't see that button anymore. Okay, wait. Go to notification settings. Okay, there we go. Ah, there it is. I found it. No, I don't want specifically for Outlook. There we go. All right. Smooth that out of the way. So yes, hey, hi, Windows 11. Look at the settings window. Ooh, isn't it pretty?
It's very simplified, and I appreciate that part of things.
I mean, there are things. It does look nice. Obviously, for those who can see on this very, very small, like all the small icons on the screen, I did move all my taskbar icons to the left because I still can't get down with that. And Steam will still Steam. So look, you just see my Steam friends playing video games, as always. But I cannot get down with that center taskbar lifestyle. I can't do it. They moved it to the center because, like, again, Chrome OS is doing it and Mac OS does it. and depending on what Linux distribution, you'll get it there too. Now, yeah, I don't know why they turned off the time on multiple taskbars. That's really weird. I like to be like, especially when playing video games, I like to be able to still see the time on another monitor, and I don't see that anymore.
Oh, that's wild.
I'm not sure if there's a setting to turn it back on. I haven't found it yet, but again, they changed shit. I have no idea where things are. Oh. Yeah, I think, Ruin, I think you're right. Yeah, you can't move the taskbars to like the top and the sides anymore. I've heard from multiple people like that's missing. I haven't looked for it because with me having multiple monitors, that kind of is weird to me to have it on a side of a monitor. But yeah, just a reminder too, Windows 11 does come out next Tuesday. It's coming out Tuesday. Let me. Yes, next Tuesday, October 5th. And from what I understand, if you are looking to upgrade to Windows 11 from Windows 10, there is not a direct path to do so at launch. That will come out in 2022. But you could also just get into the Insiders program, upgrade to Release Client, which, next story, the Release Client should be the launch version of Windows 11, barring any other updates. We get the Windows 11 beta on October 5th. Going to be adding features back from Windows 10 over the course of a few months. Yeah, of course they are. Because why wouldn't it? I mean, but I'm still not seeing much of a difference between Windows 11 and Windows 10. I mean, Windows 10 and Windows 11. Outside of just where things went. Like,
right.
I'm still getting used to the start menu.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, Scarlet Nexus is installed and the Avengers, and we'll get into that shortly.
Ooh.
Like, one thing I want to know is if I can make this taller. I do not like the stubby square menu. I would like for this to be taller somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't crashed, so I'll call that a victory. Yep, I've not had any huge issues with Windows 11. There was some hitching when playing Yakuza 0 Monday, and I was having some hitching earlier when trying to clear some hard drive space. So there's still some problems, but nothing that hasn't been too bad. But yeah, as I was saying, the release version of Windows 11 is now available to everyone in the Insider program. I imagine this is what I downloaded Sunday night or like Saturday night, Sunday morning. But they made it available to the release preview flight Monday for everybody else. So, hey, if you want to go ahead and download Windows 11 right now, if you want to do that upgrade, because there's no, as far as I'm concerned, there's no official path to it. This might be the way to go. Spoiler, the blue screen of death is gone. When it crashed for me, when I was trying to update a few months ago, it would turn green. I saw a green one. Oh, it's black. Okay, that's what I figured. Because, yeah, it everything looked kind of dark, so I'm wondering if they're, like, working with, like, OLEDs and stuff like that to kind of, you know, do less power consumption when they go into settings. Perpetual, thank you so much for stopping through. Hope you have a good evening as well. You take care. But yeah, so yeah, if you want to get into that release client, want to get to that new sweet Windows 11 goodness, it is now available. And again, Windows 11 will be available on Tuesday, October 5th, 2021 for new PCs. In more Windows 11 news, the Microsoft Store adds support for alternative app stores like Epic Games. So of course, when they announced Windows 11, they did mention that they were adding the Amazon App Store, so you can run Android apps in Windows 11. They're now adding more stores like the Epic Game Store, which I imagine by extension, if they're adding the Epic Game Store, they may be adding itch.io, which would be weird to have a game store within a game store within a game store at this point.
Game store Inception. Cue the foghorns.
Is that where did that sound originate with Inception?
No.
No,
I didn't
but
think
I think
so.
But I think it was made. It's made popular because of Inception.
I want to say there was another one. I want to say there was another app. There was another third-party storefront that was coming in here, but so far, yeah, Epic is joining along with the Amazon App Store.
Okay.
So one-stop shop. Who knows? Maybe we'll get Steam in here, and then I'll only have to go to one place to download any and everything. Which
amazing.
Maybe, but also could be a bad thing too. Well, as much. Well, I'll check with Tim Sweeney and see how he feels, and then maybe form a counter opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I was with Tim Sweeney on this on a lot of things up until like a week ago.
Yeah.
Moving on from Microsoft, it's time to go check up with your folks over at NBC Universal.
Also, this article brought to you by NBC tried the other letters of the alphabet too, apparently. I don't even know what they were thinking with this. This article was ridiculous from start to finish.
Now, shout out to Comcast for hitting up I Am Brandon for putting him in a Xfinity commercial, which I think went live this week. But yeah, so there was news going around that YouTube TV was going to be losing some NBC channels because of a contract dispute. That's a normal thing that happens with cable providers. For those who may, be old enough to remember, there were times when you turned on like Fox or ABC or NBC, CBS, and you may be greeted with the screen, depending on how far it went. Like the channels may be removed, or on your favorite CBS programming, there may be like a scroll bar at the bottom say, "Hey, you may be losing the channel. Call your cable provider to say don't cut off CBS or some shit."
Yep, that definitely happened.
So this is
trust me, like many other things that came up in the old times, there is no memory for that now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That happened like about a couple months ago, where there was a dispute between AT&T and I think it was like 10, basically like local affiliates, a surge of local affiliates that just happen to have a good amount of like ABC and Fox affiliates. So yeah, it was like people were like, yeah, you couldn't like, oh yeah, can't watch 911, can't watch The View, can't watch Dancing with the Stars, MasterChef, all that stuff. So Fox and ABC channels were just like, nope.
So again, that still happens even with streaming TV platforms like YouTube TV, Hulu with Live, Sling, all that stuff. So the latest one here. So again, it's weird to see this happening on the internet because now you have both companies, like both YouTube and NBC Universal, kind of fighting with each other, like through Twitter. I mean, similar to how Epic tried to go after Apple with the hashtag Free Fortnite shit, which was hilarious because I saw one today as I was waiting for my doctor's appointment from NBC Universal talking about, hey, let YouTube TV know that they're trying to take away NBC content. To which I promptly quote tweeted that tweet and referenced this article. I said, y'all really out here trying to sneak Peacock into YouTube TV user subscriptions, have them pay for that shit, so they are paying double for the same fucking content. Make that make sense, NBC Universal. Make that make sense.
The math ain't mathing.
It's just like, y'all know ain't nobody gonna be out here like, you want me to carry your channels and you want me to pay you to carry your channels?
Double dip.
Since, whence, and where?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my, oh
Peacock
my
has The
goodness! When I
Office.
read that, I read that and I was just
Mhm.
like, oh, I know you are lying to me.
Ruin. Peacock has The Office and the Saved by the Bell reboot. That's all I know that they have. I don't subscribe to Peacock. I look, when The Office was removed from Netflix, I was like, okay, you know what?
Yeah.
I will not chase The Office. If I love something, I have to learn to let it go.
Mm-hmm. Or by the Blu-rays.
Unfortunately, Ruin, The Office is not carrying Peacock. Peacock is not doing all that great.
No, it really isn't. And they for reasons unknown, they bought the WWE broadcast license. So yeah, it's for those who had
I mean,
WWE Network.
I want to say that they already had that.
Apparently, they also have some other stuff here, like Parks and Rec, for people who like watching that thing.
Yeah.
I thought Parks and Rec was still on Hulu, so that's why I didn't include it in the list.
There's there's like still NBC content that is like still on Hulu because of course it is, because why would you?
I mean,
You know.
what's it? Brooklyn Nine-Nine is still on Hulu. That's where
Yeah,
I
still on.
watched it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna take time over the weekend and power through that season.
Because
last season.
not these
Peacock
people being
versus
like, they didn't
Crackle,
even
which
want to
sucks less? I would still say Peacock. I think when I was
Look,
using Crackle, they were still serving ads, but I think it was still free at the time.
if there was
Well,
a
the thing
pay,
is, you don't want to have to worry about ads, because that's the thing that NBC was trying to get them to pay for. They were trying to get you to bundle this up with whatever their premium service was.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. If Crackle had I think if Crackle had like a free, not a free service, but like a paid tier of like $5 a month, I think I'd pay for Crackle.
I don't think there's anything on Crackle I want to see. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they did have comedians in cars getting coffee, but then that moved to Netflix. So
That moved to Netflix, yeah. At the time, Crackle wasn't bad, but nah.
yeah, I don't think I watched Crackle at all.
Well,
Also, shout out to Netflix getting Seinfeld from Hulu.
boom, 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 boom,
To snap, crackle, popping, and moving
boom,
on.
boom, boom.
Jerry Seinfeld getting paid out here in these streets.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you are wondering what's going to happen, if you are using YouTube TV and you're wondering what's going to happen to NBC channels, apparently, like, this was on the table. It is no longer on the table. So like they're not negotiating this now, but they're saying that it could possibly end up back on the table at a later date. So
The pettiness of it. I'm so, oh my God.
My good, great God.
I'm sorry, DJ. It's okay. I should when I saw that come through, I should have moved you over to the place where, you know, I trust people. I now have I trust people. I have I trust people space now.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, welcome TJ. Thank you.
Welcome, TJ.
So yeah. On to music news, or music or audio news.
I mean, this is barely a bump in the road. This one for Spotify.
Yeah, it made me feel good because, boy, look, I said I was not going to get an iPhone 13, right? Then I saw a video from Mr. Who's the Boss, where he does his battery test. The iPhone 13 Pro and the Pro Max have the longest batteries of any smartphone on the market. And I was like, you know what? My phone it tends to run low every so often. And, you know, when the 12 Pro came out, they were saying the battery wasn't all that great. I shouldn't have upgraded my 11. to see those battery tests from that 13 Pro, I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll upgrade. But I'm look, Ruin. I am holding strong. I still, only because of the fact that, and it's an article I didn't add to this. There are some supply chain issues that are causing, phones to not be available. So that's kind of keeping me from not getting it. But again, I am trying to get a Pixel 6 when they launch those. So this is going to be my Pixel year. I might alternate between iPhone and Pixels from here on out. But yeah, so this article came out, which made me feel good, not only about my battery, but about my TikTok usage, which I think is contributing to which I thought was contributing to my battery. Apparently Spotify has acknowledged a battery drain issue on iOS 14.8 and iOS 15 and promises a fix soon. Now, of course, you would say, well, iOS 15 or 14.8 and 15 just came out. How could this be an issue for you, Major? I've been running iOS 15 beta since July. So I may have been suffering from Spotify battery issues since then.
Oh.
Because, wait, how long I've probably been using Spotify for about that long. Because I know I did it was like 3 or 4 months through Game Pass, and then they started charging me recently. Which I'm like, okay, fine. I will pay for YouTube Music because it's a part of my YouTube Premium account. But I will also pay for Spotify because I like what Spotify does.
I like what Spotify does too.
Even though the feature that I praised it for, I don't use.
The one reason that I will continue to pay for Spotify is the fact that my mom can be like, like, hey Gigi, like, play Tammy Wynette's Stand By Your Man, whatever. And it plays it. So for that in itself, I will pay for Spotify Premium just so that my mom could be able to call for music on demand whenever she needs to from Google. I mean from Gigi. I'm not talking to you. But my Google's like,
What do you need, Kev?
I was like,
Issa over there. What do you need, Kev?
yeah. And if I'm literally talking to Issa and be like, hey Issa, let me play some smooth jazz, and
Anything
then boom.
for you, Kev.
Mm-hmm. So wonderful.
TJ said, I got my 13 Pro Max Monday, fully charged Monday night, had it Tuesday, end of the day, the battery was still 80%. Charged that night and haven't fully charged it since. It's at 6. See, come on, man. Don't do this to me.
The battery life. Battery life is great.
Don't do this to me.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing it, though.
Yeah.
We're choosing violence today and every day for that matter.
What I'm so not used to my battery. It's like I'm so used to like charging it, taking it off, charging it, charge it. But see, now it's like I charge it less because I wake up and I'm like, oh my god, it's 10%. But then I realize I hadn't charged it until noon the next day, the previous day, and then I wake up and it's 10%, thinking that overnight. But it's like, no, this thing's been running for almost a day uncharged.
Ruin, yes, I would totally do that. So I just want to address you real quick, Ruin. Yes, I would totally do that. Kev, I have a question.
Yeah.
Before the pandemic, were you charging your phone every night?
Yeah.
Would you agree that because of the pandemic, you no longer do that?
No, because it's like there was no incentive to go out, because it's like, well, I'm gonna go out my phone, and I'm like, oh god, I don't want my phone to die when I'm out. So it's like, because I'm home now, I really don't use my phone that much.
So I think that is the reason why my battery is as bad as it is. Because like I have 89% health on my battery on my iPhone, a year old iPhone, 89% battery health. And I think it's because of the fact that I don't plug it in, because I was always at home, to where like the phone would just fucking die and I would not know that it did. So we get to the point where we don't got to charge every single day with phones. Yeah, I still recommend it because again, it's still like that. There is still battery and there's still battery tech and software that makes it a little bit better. It keeps that battery health going instead of just letting it get to zero and having to charge from zero, which is killing that battery. Yeah, so I've made mistakes and now I'm having to live with them.
Yeah, and a lot of phones have adaptive
I made mistakes.
charging.
I'm experiencing pain.
Yeah, and there's many phones that have like adaptive charging where it'll be like it won't overcharge. It'll get to 100, and then it won't and then it'll just stop, and then it won't overcharge.
Well, it'll go like to 80.
Yeah,
It's with the iPhone, it'll get to about 80, and then it'll start going up to 100. I think for me, because I have an alarm set to wake up, it'll start creeping up to 100 as it gets closer to the alarm going off.
Mm-hmm.
My Pixel 4a, because I leave it at home, if it's sitting on the charger for like at least 2 to 3 days, it will start dying to about 80% and will keep an 80% charge until I unplug it and plug it back in. Because it's trying to manage the battery health on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I also don't. There's also something to be said about what was draining my battery in the first place. So, being not at the house meant I was also having to deal with the competing phone using and expending energy to look for Wi-Fi signal, phone using and expending energy to keep the 5G connection, so whatever I had in the background running, and also being connected to all my Bluetooth devices in the house and all of this. And now like half of those things that it had to chew through as a thing that contributed to battery drain don't even exist because I'm in my room all the time.
Yeah. Granted, and I felt sorry for you, Sin, because when I was watching that YouTube video, I remembered when the 12 mini came out, they were saying that the battery wasn't great. But I forgot about that because that was a year ago. New video comes out, it's like, oh right, that's right. The 12 mini's battery was not great.
Oh, for me right now, so
yeah. It's how people use their phones and how they learn to live with it. It's not like my phone is dying before I get back home from work, so
no,
it's not bad. It's that battery anxiety. It's like, oh no, I have half a charge. This isn't great.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't want the phone to die. That's the whole thing.
It's like, oh, I'm leaving the house at 50%. Oh no, oh no. But then now I'm like watching like videos, and then it barely even like dips past 45. Watch videos, streaming, Bluetooth on, listening to music, and then get home, and it's like maybe like we've lost like 8% battery life, and then it's like, oh god. And then you see like, oh, it's 42. I must charge. But I'm like, dude, the battery is saying like, dude, you got until 8 o'clock. You're good.
Yeah, that's the one thing I do like about Android. It's like it will give you a time estimate to let you know, like, hey, you're good up until.
Yeah, mine is like sitting at. I just took it off the charge. It's 96%. It is sitting at a day and 2 hours.
Yeah,
like 26 hours.
Ruin, we're talking about Apple and iPhones, so no. TJ, with the so I want to say with Android, and depending on the manufacturer, depending on what the manufacturer for Android is doing, they may have these things too. But I know at least for the iPhone, they do have battery optimization built in, so they know it kind of takes into factor like when you actually plug it in. And when you are planning to wake up, like if you are a very consistent person, it can get really good with it. Now full-time content creators, I don't know what hours full-time content creators keep, but
we don't keep hours. We
no
don't.
hours.
We don't. I'm not even a full-time content creator. We don't keep hours. What are hours? What is sleep? What is time? It is October tomorrow. What is time?
Wake me up. Wake me up when November ends. Yeah, I mean, so for me, like, I do appreciate consistency. So at least, like, I mean, I'm in bed like between midnight and 1 every day. And then I have to wake up. I have to be out of bed by 8 a.m. So, like, my phone can pretty consistently tell when I'm going to bed, when I'm putting it on a charger, and when I'm waking up the next day between just my routine and the alarms I have set. But prior to me having to go into the office, prior to having to put my son on the bus for school, like during peak pandemic, that wasn't the case. I was always up here, I was always in like my studio space, sleeping on this couch behind me because I would just play video games or work on my computer until I fell asleep, and just would get on that couch, turn on the TV, and not go to bed. And then my phone would die over time. Even though there's definitely chargers sitting beside my couch, I just tend to forget to plug it up. I'm not if I'm still going to bed either 12 a.m. or 10 p.m. or 2 a.m. Yeah.
Yes.
I get that. I get that.
Yeah, this is pretty much the only day. This is the only day where I'm not going to bed at freaking 10:30 at night. That's the only day.
What is that like?
Old man hours.
So Spotify is they're going to issue a fix for the battery drain issue. Hopefully that will make me feel a little bit better, but I still feel like TikTok is the thing that's draining my battery on my phone. And more Apple news. Hey, remember when, AirTags, when they were announced, it seemed like a very good idea up until people realized you could just put them on people and track them forever and ever and ever. Another bad thing was found out about AirTags recently. Apparently, you could inject code into an AirTag recovery text or AirTag recovery message, and can send people to malicious sites and fuck up your shit.
Who could have foreseen?
Everyone.
I'm sorry, looking at TJ like my wind down at 10 p.m. is a mere suggestion. Yeah.
I mean, especially when TJ has like a stream starting time of 12:30, but let me not.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. Not shade. Shade.
That's what I call a spicy nug.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the stinger should be.
Mm-hmm.
Spicy nug.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not a spicy nug. I hate y'all.
Tech spicy nugs. Sponsored by Wendy's.
Oh man. Do they have those are back, right?
Oh yeah, they're back.
Okay.
And they are good.
I need to get some more. Sin spicy nug. So let's see here. An attacker can carry out stored cross-site scripting. Also Xbox Series S. That's how I was abbreviating it. XSS. An attacker can carry out a stored cross-site scripting on this HTTPS found at Apple.com page by injecting a malicious payload into the AirTag lost mode phone number field. A victim will believe they are being asked to sign into iCloud so they can get in contact with the owner of the AirTag, when in fact the attacker has redirected them to a credential hijacking page. I would like to take this time once again. And I want to say, yes, I will mention it again later on in the show. I had to check my tabs up top. 2-factor your shit. I want to say even with Apple ID, that's a requirement. I don't remember if it is or if it isn't. But 2-factor your shit. Just do it. So that way, even if you fall victim to this, they can have your username and your password, but they still can't sign in to your shit, because you will look at your phone and say, why is somebody trying to sign into my iCloud account from Calcutta? I don't know anybody in Calcutta. I'm not in Calcutta. Ruin, an AirTag, if you do not know, is Apple's answer to Tile. And I actually have some. I actually have an AirTag. I meant to bring it over here, but it's back on the table behind me. They're very, very small little things. In more Apple news, Apple responds to security researcher who found multiple iOS 15 zero-day flaws. So let's see the original article here. Security researcher Illusion of Chaos shared his experience in a blog post, including the claim that Apple has known about and is ignoring 3 zero-day vulnerabilities since March, and they are in iOS 15. TJ, my wife had some discounts through Verizon, and we picked up a pack of 4 of them, and had maybe one official use for them. We have 3 other AirTags. We don't even know what to do. I stuck one in my bag just in case, but I only go to my office and that's it. Yes, CJ, I am aware of that. So by the way, did y'all know that there's a bug where your iPhone can unlock using the watch in the iOS 13 because of a glitch? Yes, that is reported, and I think they're working on an update for that. I think that's in the beta for 15.1, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that kind of sucks. You know, you buy a phone that's allowed you to unlock your phone with your watch, and then you can't do that in the middle of a pandemic because, you know, we're still forced to go places. I mean, also, it's still that thing of, I don't know, you have 2 products that have Touch ID on the power button, and we still can't get that on an iPhone. 2 devices that have Touch ID on a power button, and we can't get that on the fucking iPhone.
And they're both iPads.
I do not understand why that.
Tell you, biometrics is the thing.
I actually probably would have bought an iPhone 13 Pro if they included that. Like, that would have been the thing that sent me over. Not the small notch, not the better battery, but the fact that they included a fingerprint reader on the fucking power button. Not the ProRes. I do like the ProRes. I do like that not ProRes, but ProMotion.
Yeah.
120 hertz on the phone. Oh, I want it.
Just be like, boop. Oh, my phone unlocked.
It's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous, and like that's something that could be useful outside of the pandemic. Just to have something right there. Promotion cameras and the battery for me since I was upgrading from you were due for an upgrade. That 10S, yeah, you were due for an upgrade. I went from the 10 to the 11 Pro to the 12 Pro. The 11 Pro to 12 Pro did not make any sense for me, and I regretted it since day one. Let's see. After sharing his experience publicly, Apple has responded to security researcher Illusion of Chaos, aka Denis Tokarev. Reported by Motherboard. Here's what Apple officially responded with per Tokarev. Quote, "We see your blog post regarding this issue and your other reports. We apologize for the delay in responding to you. We want to let you know that we are still investigating these issues and how we can address them to protect customers. Thank you again for taking the time to report these issues to us. We appreciate your assistance. Please let us know if you have any questions." Tokarev responded, "Well, I'm glad Apple appears to be taking this particular situation more seriously now. It comes across as more of a reaction to bad press than anything else." I'm sorry, this isn't Tokarev, excuse me. This is from Nicholas Tasaic. I am sorry if I am butchering his name. A researcher who works for Secure Mac, a cybersecurity company that focuses on Apple computers. So apparently this is coming on the heels of a report that the bug bounty program within Apple is total shit and that they're in the process of trying to fix it, but things are falling in between the cracks for them. Get your shit. Just get your shit. Just get your shit. Yo, Jericho TVB with the gifting 5 subs in the chat. Let's get the shit. Let's get this shit. Let's get the shit. Let's get this shit.
Top of the morning. Top of the morning. Top of the morning.
I do not know why that is in my head so much, but I love it.
Because it's repetitive. You wake up and you're like, top of the morning, 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 top of the morning.
I love it. I love it. Yo, Jericho, thank you. Let's get this shit.
I love it. I hate it at the same time. It's
right?
Like that's a whole thing. I wake up in fear now, seeing that in my text messages every morning.
I've seen the ones where they're like where guys are just doing that to like I haven't annoyed my wife in 2 days, and I think about that. I think about that.
It's that I just want to.
But see, the thing is, you have a will to live. And and you never know what you're going to get if you put your hand in that box, so you don't do it. You're a wise beyond your years.
That's not what that is. That's not why I haven't done it. It's just I never thought of it. Now the thought is.
Oh, but you don't like you don't have like a life preservation instinct. You don't have you haven't evolved the will to survive yet. Has that not happened?
I mean, that's if there wasn't this other active measures to keep myself alive. You know, it's like having that one job at a company that you know all the answers and nobody else does, so you can't get fired for it.
Yep.
I mean, not sure if y'all see. This is dad mode, right? She won't raise that kid by herself. Job security, baby. Let's go.
Oh, not you being a parent is job security. Don't get out of here.
She can't kill me.
You can't fire me. If I have a young mouth to feed.
Wait, SJ, you weren't able to chat this entire time?
Yeah.
I could have sworn I put SJ in the VIP.
Yeah, in the beginning. Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Okay.
SJ has been like vibing and lurking and things.
Okay, and that's cool. That's cool. I just thought I fucked something up for a second. Let me know. Let me know. Again, I know this is new. We're going to cover this too in the streaming section, the streaming nugs. But
yeah, it's like, oh, I can talk. Actually, I was lurking
though. So a meme of that was SpongeBob. Yeah, I think that's the first one I saw, like one of the SpongeBob ones, and it's like, okay, yeah, I get it. SpongeBob screams that energy.
The one I saw that I really liked was, I think it was from an episode. It was from a series. It was from an episode of The Simpsons where like Homer like kicks open Bart's door and then like stares over and starts talking to him, and it's like,
and it just
like,
has that
top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning. It's like you like Bart's looking like, oh my god, what's happening?
Not this. Not here. Not now.
Top of the morning. Top of the morning. I'm like, uh-oh.
So it sounds like Apple needs to get this shit in the top of the morning, fix their bug bounty program. So that way, hey, people can report shit and they can get shit fixed. Because I would like to not be hacked on my iPhone. Chatbox said verification required, so I just held the L. I am so sorry.
We have gotten into this one, the ancient memes. Yes.
Oh my god! Speaking of memes, let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Go talk among yourself. I'll be right.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure you can jump in where you can fit in on this one. So this is the article. This article right here is why I was like, you know what? We don't cover tech news anymore. I refuse to say we cover tech news at this point. Because this isn't news. It is something worth talking about, but it is not news. So welcome to our first official nug.
Yes.
Tech nugget.
Caveman sponge. I see this at Goodwill and I was like, I must have this. I must have this.
So apparently this opinion piece was written over at The Verge, which is not an opinion by any means. As somebody who works in IT for a university and can definitely account firsthand, this is definitely just fucking fact. This is the gospel according
Well, I
to
mean,
higher
the thing is,
education.
well, I mean, here's the thing. You say that, but I think this is a nug in the same way that the show is a nug, as in, I mean, is the situation that they're describing a fact? Absolutely. Is there possible solution to this a fact?
Yes, there is indeed a solution to this.
Is it a fact?
Oh, is it a fact that there's a solution?
No. Is the solution that they propose an objective, like, hey, this actually fixes this whole thing? Or is there more to consider? Although I do want to say this article did give a lot of, kind of points to consider on like all the way around. And I appreciate the fact that it didn't do what I thought it might do, of being like those doggone millennials and stuff. It really just went, people have grown up with having to use computers in the current time with software and stuff that like, for example, people like me didn't have in the 80s or the early 90s or anything. And so there are certain types of concepts about computing that they don't get.
So let's
And
back
I'm
up.
like, that's fair.
So let's back up for a second. Let's actually talk about what this article is for those who can't see it or do not know what this is.
I mean, I know y'all can see, y'all looking at the screen.
This is also an audio podcast, and
I mean, is it an audio podcast? Is it an audio podcast? Because I mean, if it is, I would like to remind our audio podcast listeners that you can watch this live on your largest television in the room on twitch.tv/Major Linux at 8 p.m. Eastern each and every Thursday, except for major US holidays.
And you can also watch this on the Major Linux channel, boom, on YouTube. Go check them out for the past VODs. Boom.
Thank you. But for those who are currently listening to the audio version now, who may be driving or doing something which they cannot look at a screen.
Mm-hmm.
This article, so this is an article from The Verge that highlights, again, like SM was pointing out, that the generation of people who are using computers now have not grown up with what we've had in the past, which, and again, this only plays for, the visual people. A Finder window or an Explorer window, which actually has decent file structures. Let's see, I'm going to pop in here where, you can see all my folders and where I keep my things, keep everything organized. It's great. It's a fantastic tool. People have grown. So computing nowadays mainly happens on mobile devices, whether it's iPhones, Androids, tablets, whatever. Ruin.
The way you looked away from the screen, if you don't focus on this article,
ruin.
Ruin. Major said, "Don't do me." Like, no,
don't.
And just chill.
Did you call him his full name?
I call him like T calls him, and then that's the way it's called. T calls him the full thing, and everybody else says like, yeah. So when T calls him that, I was like, well, T knows best, so I say.
See, and that's the thing. So I know Ruin's gonna go and he gonna tell T that that's what happened. That this is what happened on this stream. Say, like a Major over here with a full ass C drive.
Not a full C drive.
Look, I said like it's like me sitting on.
You ain't
like,
deleted one. You ain't deleted one file ever.
Me sitting over here like it's like riding on E constantly, just on the hope and a prayer that it doesn't pull up.
Okay. Mm-hmm. See, the way that Major just did that, I would like to apologize to anybody listening to this podcast and the sound of my voice who may or may not have been sent to a dark place upon hearing the phrase "tank on E."
Yep. We don't.
Pennsylvania.
We don't shame people's C drives now. Come on now.
You know something?
We've all had full drives. It is what it happens to the best.
You know something? I am going to type the comment I'm going to make in chat so that you don't have to edit it in post.
To be fair, I actually did clean that C drive out just enough to where it wasn't read anymore just before I started streaming.
Now externals, that's another thing. Externals are gonna be full regardless. So, That's just the nature of having too many files.
Ooh.
We're not going to read that aloud though,
No,
because
no,
we're
we're
not.
not.
Edit that in
No, we're
post.
not. We're not. We're not
No.
doing that.
No, we're not reading that out.
Oh my!
Y'all see that's why you have to be here live at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Major Linux channel for Tech Talk Thursday, because you're gonna miss that really good joke in the chat, because we're not gonna repeat that for both the audio and the VOD for later. So it's what it is.
Oh boy!
Yep.
Oh my god! I just
Mhm.
okay. Focus.
We don't do. Be like. I'm like the child in Infinity War. We don't do that here.
We don't king shame. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's getting really hot underneath this hat.
No drive shames out here.
If you don't mind, Major, because I understand that you may be processing things. I'll talk about this real quick.
Yes, please.
The article here kind of talks about how a grouping of kids, I believe it was at was it the college level? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, as a college level astrophysics course, was trying to kind of teach their students how to handle, like, they were working on whatever files and stuff that they were supposed to be working on, but when they went to go like upload their work, they couldn't find anything. There's like I did the assignment, I was supposed to like put something somewhere, or like upload this homework, but where's my homework? I don't know where it is. It's kind of like I getting a message that the program we're using can't find the files, and so it's like, what do you mean? Where is it supposed to be? How am I supposed to get to it? And the teacher realized, oh, y'all don't know how to use file directories.
Yeah.
Y'all don't understand the concept of a folder or a file with a specific name, and you having to know where that is because there isn't a search bar that tells you where things are.
Oh yeah.
Like, the search bar is only as good as your ability to understand what it is that you're looking for and exactly where it lives.
That part.
For example, hey, your fonts go to see Windows font, but if you aren't a person who's used to directories, you're just like, what do you mean? Like, I download the font, it should work. Where did the font go? How come it can't find it? That type of thing.
Yep.
And I grew up in a weird time in technology, and I think both Major and I and Kevin are also in that weird, what I like to call the void century, to borrow a One Piece reference, the void century of computing, because you had to punch a card with like a number of holes in order to get programs to work. Or when I wanted to write a program, they had a write a line 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, go to 10 type of thing, or that little save symbol that you're used to seeing on your programs.
There we go.
I was able to hold that in my hand and insert that into things because we knew what that meant. And when it was a floppy disk, it was a floppy because you could like fold that thing into an arc.
Okay, now you lost me again. Sin out here
the 5 1/4. Yeah, the 5 1/4.
Sin out here like the audio test.
I was
like, if you a certain age, you can hear this tone.
I really am though.
Sin was like, punch card. No, I don't hear it.
You lost me at punch cards, but then you got me back with like the
basic.
It's like,
he's like,
but he also grew up with things like
basic. No, floppy disk. Yes, 5 1/4. No.
Oh yeah.
Remember jazz drives, hot swappable drives, the turbo button on the computer,
the
pagers. Now,
the
Jazz,
I don't. Communication.
Jazz, I don't remember. Zip is what I remember.
Zip was like, oh, that's like double, triple the space. That's a whopping 144 megabytes.
What?
To hold everything. And then
so Jazz drives were like twice that size.
Right.
It was, but it was between when it was a competition between that and CDs for storage at the or writable CDs for storage at the time. And as y'all know,
yep,
CDs went out on that. Rewritable CDs went out on that one.
Exactly.
Here, let me put it like this for people in the chat to understand, because I know that everybody's old enough to know what I'm talking about with this.
Right.
If you don't know what Nero is, then you have the problem that these kids have in this article.
They don't know what WinRAR is.
Okay, they might actually know what WinRAR is.
Yeah, because
but if you don't know what Nero is in particular, then you're gonna understand why these people were going through what they were going through in this article.
I would say that most people may not know what WinRAR is, because the only place you see it now is if you're installing a program.
Right. Because these people.
Yeah, I don't think people are installing shit on their PCs unless it's like Chrome or Steam.
Yeah, Chrome, Steam, the launchers and whatnot. It's like, but the problem is of like going to because just as like what Sid's saying, like we are part of, like, say, the Void generation, but a lot of us were like, we didn't have like the internet that we had growing up. So a lot of what we had to do was we had to deal with either like the 56K internet, the like internet, and then we had like to move our data around, like somebody had this thing, we swapped.
Here, everybody, if you're at home, go and Google the term sneakernet.
Sneakernet, yeah, definitely sneakernet.
I'm at home, I can Google sneakernet.
Sneakernet.
Just Google sneakernet.
Yeah. And that was it. Like literally, like you ordered games and they would come on floppy disks. And like that, yeah, it was.
Remember, so here, another thing, since we're talking about this, do y'all remember when you wanted to play a game or get things on pre-order and stuff? Do you remember the precursor to Netflix?
Blockbuster?
Nope.
Precursor to Netflix.
The precursor to Netflix and how it interacted with consumers, not necessarily the materials that you would get. It was a little service that some of y'all may remember called GameFly. Do y'all remember this?
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking like strictly streaming at that point. I was like, wait a second, what was it for streaming movies? It was...
Yeah, because remember they had that thing where it's gonna like, hey, you have this subscription, you have this like really big catalog of things that you can send, but the important thing was you can have things for a little while, and then when you were done with them, you could just send them back, and it came straight to your house. And then right after that came the kind of the breakaway moment of like streaming services in general, because it lets you do that same kind of thing, except that now you don't have like physical media you have to deal with. You can just leave your house. You didn't have to leave your house. You just had stuff.
GameFly does movies now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was wonderful times in which we live.
But it's just like there was like a lot of different things where schools don't, it's some of it is just technology is moving forward, and we just kind of have to deal with those breaks in how that paradigm shift is happening.
Right.
And part of it is also a general kind of phenomenon when it comes to anything historical in the US, which is we don't have, we get things and it's just kind of like, we just have stuff. It just works. But we don't have any connection of where this stuff comes from and how it got from where it started to where we are now and why things are the way they are.
I mean,
we're very into like the what a thing does. Does it work or does it not work? If it doesn't work, like, do I reset the router or do I restart the computer or something like this? There isn't a concept of things like having to know, how does search even work? When you put in a term, what does this thing do? How does it determine what you're...
Hey, could you use some help? Could use some help.
You gonna give me some help here?
I just want to bring it to your attention real quick that something is happening.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm. Oh, well, I mean, thank you for that, but
Yeah, sorry,
you know something,
I didn't mean to derail the show in the way that I did, but
I kind of,
Battle
something.
stations.
I'm
Battle stations.
I'm just gonna say there are some things that you may want to tend to later, but I'm gonna mind my business about that right now.
Right.
What like the thing is,
appreciate it.
Moyana, so you get like all of these different things wherein people have like an idea of what things do, because people have built on things and built on things and built on things. And note here that there is a parallel between this experience and this overall thing of being like, users don't want to know how to do things and don't want to get into the weeds, which I want to tell you has triggered a flight or fight response for me. And it's fight most of the time when I hear that phrase now. We don't want to get into the weeds of things. We don't want to get bogged down in the details. We just want stuff to work. And so people just kept making or building technology in a way that peeled the layers of stuff people had to know about infrastructure and only left functions. I put in a search and it should return the things I'm looking for. It doesn't consider I have to go through a certain amount of directories. It has to go down to like the third folder here and then down to the second folder there and then down to the third PDF to find what I'm looking for. If I typed in DIR in this chat and y'all don't know what that means, you can't date me. You know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of thing. That's how this feels.
But what about LS? What about LS?
I mean, dir or ls or
look,
cd
so
or cd
look,
dot or cd dot if you want to do that right
look,
there.
I'm trying to make sure, because look, the terminal prompts that I use. What is dir?
Listen,
what is dir?
how many of y'all have made a dot bat? You know what I mean? We're talking about that kind of stuff, and it's one of those people.
Thank you, Tycho, for bringing the translations to this.
People don't, like the CD just means change directory. If you could do CD or you can do CHDIR and it would do the same thing. Like, it's one of those. I had to know that when I was taking computing classes, because if I did not do that, the computer did not move. It couldn't, there wasn't anything built for the computer to kind of guess what I was aiming for. And there wasn't a whole lot of research on what kind of things I would typically look for it to just go, I saw you type this. Is this kind of what you were looking for?
Like, where?
You just had to know. I see the impact of that in things like the company where I work, being a software company, where I've seen the people who used to be the people making purchasing decisions, let's say 5 or 10 years ago, and the people who are making purchasing decisions right now. The people who made decisions then were like, we have this infrastructure in our place. We had these servers. They're built on this tech stack or whatever. We're trying to do this or that. These integrations have to be here. Versus people now who are just like, they have spent $50,000 to purchase this software, but then they're just like, what does this file structure do? What is Flash? Like that kind of thing. They don't have that grounding because they don't have to. And we don't teach people things. Part of it because, quite honestly,
it's not necessary.
Part of it is, it's one of those things, it's not necessary, but it's useful. But here's the thing. The difference between not necessary and useful is normally capitalism. Yeah, and when I say capitalism, right, you teach people what they need to know so that they can do the work you want them to do. And don't teach them, this is how this system works, so they can think freely on how to apply it in other situations. When I was in school, one of the things that they would teach you wasn't a direct function of do this and this and this. I also I was fortunate enough in this case to have educators that really cared about me being able to think properly. So they would just give you things in abstraction and go, here's a pattern for you to look at, and now here's a problem. See if that pattern works here or not. And you had to do a lot of that.
that part.
Right. So it's like, it's all of those things. It's this like multifaceted problem that leads to people going, well, now we have people who don't know how to connect a problem that they have to a solution because they weren't part of a generation who built it. And the generation who built it doesn't teach us, hey, here's what we're passing on to you.
Right.
Here's what we built and what we did and why we did it. And this is how it has become the search function that you use when you go to google.com.
Right. Impart our knowledge onto the current generation so that way they can carry it over to the next. And yeah, just what Sin says, it's like we don't really teach them. We just figure like, you guys got it right, because we figure the fact that they have access to technology, more advanced technology, doesn't mean the fact that they understand beyond X.
I mean, but also I will look at it too, is there are people who just don't care, and there's more people who don't care than do or should. Well, because it's that thing of like, I know all of this, which automatically makes me the IT person in my house, because my wife does not care. As much as I can say, hey, here are the steps you can do it. Here's the instructions. I've written them out, or someone else written them out. If you just follow these things, you can do it too.
Well, I mean,
and the level of unbothered that people, including my wife, would have is like, no.
Well, like some of it is not like, I think some of it is that people don't care, but I think some of it is also too, I wouldn't care either if people didn't explain to me why this stuff was important to know. Like like it's one of those, it's one of those, which of these things comes first as far as the chicken and the egg is concerned? Is it ignorance or is it apathy? Ooh, TJ, don't do it. One time I told my mom to, like, the amount of times in 5 minutes I have gone from, Mom, go to your settings, to, Mom, I'm just going to come over there real quick.
Right. Literally me just being like, click on the link. Click on the link. Click on the link. Click on the link.
Like, yes. I told them to change the name of their phone. My phone has a name. Girl, don't even. Just order me a pizza when I get there.
I think iOS 15, like the new features with iOS 15 that's supposed to come out in 15.1 that were supposed to be in 15.0 would allow you to do like a remote session with somebody and you can see what they're pushing on their phone through FaceTime.
And the thing about and for everybody else at home who's listening and stuff and going, well, I'm probably one of those people who doesn't really care either. Listen, remember, like I'll explain this from like my perspective because of these different jobs and stuff that I've had all in the tech world, because when I went to college, I was an information systems major and all of this. Knowing things that came before and having that history informs a lot of things. One of the things that happened at my job was a lot of things would change, or people would be like, where's this function? This thing doesn't work in the way that I expected it to. Why isn't this here, or whatever? You watched Major literally do this on this program if you were here live. Where it's kind of like, where is this notification setting? Because normally it would be here. But because he has this historical knowledge of where they normally keep system settings and all this other stuff, he can just go, well, it's not here, but I could probably guess it would be here or here, or this is where it would be. It's that type of thing that it gives me the ability to go forward or backward in time and go, I'm looking at this screen. So if I see this is probably true. This is probably also true. This is probably also true. This might be here. These settings might be here. These functions might work in this way or that way or whatever. And that's important. It's one of those things, like I use a MacBook and it's kind of like that stuff is built on Unix. So if I wanted to hack your system, there's a subset list of things that I know will work on your Mac no matter what version you have, because it uses Unix, but you don't know that. I do. That's how hackers prosper. Well, one of the many ways that they do anyway. And that's why this stuff is important to know. There was one virus that people sent at the school, which is a batch file that was hidden on your system that ran the shutdown command on your computer.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's a throwback, but I'm going to do it. There was a hidden batch file that would run a shutdown command, and you could use it shut down, and then you could append a number of flags to it that would leave a message and all this other stuff. And it would force your computer into a modal window that you couldn't access anything except for the command line on your screen. And everyone at school panicked. except for me and two other people who knew that the counter command was the abort flag. So just shut down -A. How did you get the thing to do that? I know how the computer works. I can speak to it. It's like,
That was back in my. I'm not as that was I think that was high school for me, and I'm like that was back in my. I'm not as comfortable in my command
yep.
days. So like when I found out about the abort, I was like, wait, that's how. Oh, okay, we're in command. We're in command.
No, it's kind of like fine, and I'm just like, and it was one of those things. Like I just started quietly going to people that I was friends with and be like, listen, if you see this, just go to your command thing and type in this. And they're just like, wait, really? That's it? And it's like, well, how do I get to the command prompt? Just use Windows key R, and when that little black box pops up, just type this and hit enter and go on about your day. And they're just like, how do you even know this stuff? What manner of wizard are you? I'm an information systems major, but I also just took the time to Google what this thing was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was like
it's things like that. There's a lot of things to be said, and if nothing else, because we live here on Twitch, the hate bots are a really good example of also other things that people get into and don't like kind of panic about more than they should in some cases because of that same issue with tech literacy. We just don't know what these things are, what they do, or where they come from. And
yes,
we're probably going to see, it's like there's going to continue to be more of this in the future until we get to a point that we either start going in grade school and being like, hey, let's talk about computing, because y'all, listen, you're old enough to know how to use TikTok and your iPhone and all this other stuff. We might as well teach you how to use this.
Right.
Or or computing just becomes like college major material, like, oh, I don't know anything about actual Black history.
Mm-hmm. That part. Because see, a lot of what we've done is we've done it over a long period of time and years, where it's just been like, I don't have internet, or I don't have significant enough internet, so let me learn how to what is in my C file, what's in my C drive, what is in my Windows file. Let me go look at those files. What do they look like? What is the name of this? This is a JPEG. This is a PNG. This is the blank. We took that time and we learned that. We talked to our other friends and they learned it. We went through classes to propagate. Sometimes I went to keyboard classes and we were so proficient with it, we blew through the curriculum, and then we just played Doom for the rest of the semester. Because we literally blew through the whole shebang, because that's what we did. We now what I've learned over the course of my computing life is how to type blindfolded. It's a parlor trick. It's like I get on the WASD keys and I could type out blindfolded. Why? Because I've been typing all of my life. because they were like, type these. Here's the thing, type it.
Do you remember the really annoying games that they would make you type, where it's kind of like, here's our keyboarding class, level 1 is, and here are these letters falling from the top of the screen.
Like Mavis Beacon. Man. And then literally like typing of the dead, like on the computer. Like, yeah. Just literally like ingraining it into our heads like martial arts students.
Like, we're not even joking. And fun fact of this, like this stuff that we're talking about now, this is where you get weird things that happen and y'all don't know why. That little bump, that little bump or that little dash or that little bit of extra texture you have on the J key of your keyboard and the F key of your keyboard are because of this keyboarding nonsense.
Right.
I think it's D and K on Macs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, probably D and K, yeah. It's like what QWERTY is, what WASD is. Like, what's WASD? I don't know what WASD is. Like QWERTY and yeah, that's what we did. We did that, and it's not us saying like we're of an older age and we've had better childhoods than you have, but it's like it's us saying we had the time and we didn't have the access to the advanced stuff, so we just basically ground ourselves down to the fundamentals.
I mean, but I
And
feel like that's every, well, not every, because no, I've
well,
been,
I feel like
since I've been in
there's
college, I've
something
been
to.
to people in high schools who actually did coding, which
I
I
I
was very sad about.
which is
I
which is awesome
Here's
too,
the
because
thing.
that's also part of that's also part of it too, because we coded, we had codes too, but our coding was more like dead languages, like let's teach you COBOL and BASIC.
Well, like I think the thing too is not necessarily, hey, like we live cooler lives than you or anything like that. But
Right.
I feel like there's a certain level where the reasons have multiple layers to them, but I feel like there's like a certain level of failing here when it comes to people going, hey, this is where we are now, and here's what's coming after us, or here's what came before. And we need to make sure that those things are always connected in some way so that huge chunks of our history, struggle, and progress aren't lost. And there are just a lot of ways that we fail to do that, especially when it comes to education.
Yeah. Where
So
it's
you
just
will be
like,
sitting here talking about the 1600s, but you will talk about 1 year of the 1600s and ignore the other 98 where all of this other stuff is happening everywhere else.
mm-hmm.
It's the same way that I just look at US, like, or look at like history and be like, y'all have talked about this same one little patch of like 1 mile patch of land in Europe for like like sixth, seventh, and eighth grade. Like literally the rest of the world exists. What was happening there?
It's not
You can
important.
find out if you take an archaeology major. I hate it here.
I mean, while I understand that history is important, it's still a thing too. Like I'm gonna be upfront with you. Sure, it would be nice to know that, but at the same time, if there's something that's not interesting me, if that's something that's not gonna interest me, I don't care. Like it would be nice to know, but it's a thing like how much time am I investing as a student to learn any of this? Like, sure, maybe I would like to know about African history or what was going on in the antebellum South and like really what the fuck was going on there during that time, as opposed to learning about what fucking Europe was doing in the Industrial Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I feel like that choice should be made, but I don't think that that necessarily should be forced upon a whole bunch of people, because
How
again,
do I?
like, it, I mean,
All of
it's a
the
whole, it's
listen,
a whole
all of
thing
the
of
history where all of the history we're taught is being forced on us in one way or another. So I'm like
yeah.
at least fair
and
about it. But
and
like,
written
you
by
know,
the
like
winners. So
I looked down and looked back up, and Sin was gone. What'd you do,
I think it
Kev?
broke. I
Oh
think it broke
shit!
thin. Oh, here comes the shade. Basically, I said it was written. I say history is written by the winners and the survivors. those those who won and those who won and those who have the paper. If you own the paper and the ink, you write the history.
so it's not one of those. Like, there's something to be said about, hey, like, would we necessarily be interested in all of this or all of that? It's kind of like, you know, something. I hear you on that question, but I'm willing to talk to you about that question after I finish talking to the people who are just like, you're not allowed to talk about like racism or any of those things while you're in school. But we are still going to make sure you understand that everything about every contribution that the people from the Caucasus Mountains TM have made to human history. So there's that. But that is not what this particular podcast is here for. That will be like that will be elsewhere.
Oh yeah,
Paul will probably be leading that one, TBH.
oh yeah, that's for our like special classes, you know.
Wait, are we signing a deal with Masterclass?
Listen,
I mean, I'd be down for it. I mean, you laugh, but I definitely there's some folk on Masterclass that should not be on Masterclass, and there's some folks that are not on Masterclass that should be on Masterclass. That should be on that mug, and I will be on that mug being like, do better.
So, moral of the story here: capitalism ruined everything.
It really did. It really.
I mean,
It does
there are
every
advances.
generation.
well, I
There
mean,
are
I say
advances in
capitalism, but
technology.
also racism. racism, colonialism, imperialism, like the whole thing.
Yep.
Like we just threw in every ism in the alphabet, and it was awful. All of it was awful. Send it back.
I mean,
It's
Send this back. Let Gordon Ramsay look at it and yell at you because it's raw. It's awful, and none of it has any spices.
It's like
you plundered the world for it. Didn't put any of it into this education system.
It's like Phil from Hercules. We got Theseus, Perseus, Odysseus, a lot of yeses.
TJ, this is where we charge Sin up for the weekend.
Yeah.
Sin acts the way he does on a weekend because of us. So if this is an issue, we do apologize. But there's nothing we could do.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was nothing we could do.
Fun fact. For those of you who use Windows, did you know that before they took out Microsoft Edge or Microsoft Explorer and all this other stuff, your Explorer, like the system that you use to navigate your files and the web browser were the exact same.
Yep.
They use the Explorer.exe function.
I think they split that up.
I think they did.
They split it up
they
at
did.
one point.
They did eventually.
Yeah, because
that was like that used to be a thing.
Yeah, like I would say like what Windows 95 and 98. Because I want to say about XP they split it up because like that's when you start having IE 7, 8, 9 or whatever. Because it used to be I remember in Explorer was iExplorer when I started looking at task managers, but I could launch Internet Explorer from the Explorer window.
Do you have any idea how fun it is to be like in your files looking up stuff and then type in www.google.com and have it actually appear in your file window? Fun times.
Memories. Who's ready for some game nugs though?
Nugs.
Game nugs. Well, got some good news. We'll start off with some good news. For those who are looking for that other FPS this year, Battlefield 2042 Open Beta begins next week.
Sean, you said you were opening with good news. What is this?
Battlefield 2042?
The least problematic of the FPS company.
Yeah, I mean, it's not Call of Duty and Halo?
Okay.
I'm actually looking forward to Halo multiplayer.
You're just like, listen, Sid, it's not Fortnite, okay? Like, listen, we just take what we can get here.
I played some of that Flight last weekend, and yeah, I was all for Halo until I played with people. I said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna put this back. I ain't ready for this.
You gotta get ready. You gotta get ready, Major. December, you gotta get ready.
I guess it's gonna be
get ready.
It's on Game Pass. I'll eventually play it.
Yeah, you gonna play it because it's on Game Pass. Get ready.
Okay, we're gonna pull up in your benches like you ready?
Look, every time someone mentions Gordon Ramsay for me, I keep thinking of the idiot sandwich.
What are you?
Let's see here. More good news. Xbox Insiders can now stream cloud games to their console. But that's good news for a certain subset of people because, again, this should not be an issue. More storage. Just more storage for the Series S.
Yep. Now,
we beg.
Please.
Now, I have a little bit. It wasn't really much of a spicy take, but I did mention it on Twitter like last week. I basically said like, if you are a diehard Nintendo fan, meaning you don't play all you play is Switch and only Switch and nothing but Switch, an Xbox Series X. An Xbox Series S is for you.
No.
It is.
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 Get Game Pass and install the Xbox app on your PC.
It is. But again, Major, you have to think about it. Sometimes people don't have good PCs.
Again, cloud streaming.
Yeah, I still stand by that statement.
No, I can't. I just can't.
I mean, you can, but I can't.
Again,
I mean,
for the amount of storage that you would need to buy.
Kevin can, and some people just straight up have to.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Major.
Again, I have pointed it out. Yeah. You are wasting money.
Check,
wasting
please.
money on an S.
Not really. Because again, if you're a diehard Nintendo fan, you already have ways and means, and you already play your games. But if you want to dabble in, say, like Halo Infinite, or you want to dabble in like whatever's on Game Pass, you could do so. Just buy the thing and just rotate the games out, and you'll be okay. Because again, if you're a diehard Nintendo fan, you don't have discs. If you're a diehard thing, you're not going to be playing this on a regular basis, but you would like to dabble in maybe a few games, though. Is it going to hold all your games? If you're going to hold all the games out here? No. But it's a good complementing system, and you still pay like $200, $300. Because if you buy a Switch is more expensive in the long run than the Xbox Series X. I mean the Series S. Because all you need is like storage option, and that's it. You just need like the hard drive, swap your games out, and that's it. Bigger hard drive, swap it out, that's it. It's just us. In content creation, it's a little harder, a little different. But if you're just like Joe Schmo that loves Nintendo, Series S works for you. And then you pay that $15 a month, boom. It's all good.
All right, so I found one big issue with
There we go.
Windows 11. The fact that I can't sit
One.
here and prove my point because my AverMedia card is not working.
Yep, turn on one.
Not your computer proving Kevin's point right now.
No, I just can't. It's not detecting my capture card. That's all that is. Let's not read too much into this.
I'm gonna say like, oh, I'm right. You say?
Nope, not saying that. Not at all. Did not say that at all.
I mean, you don't have to say it, but yeah.
Nope.
That it is.
No.
Yeah. You don't have to say it. It's all.
Quel intéressant.
You see, Microsoft will name the console anything but something in numerical order. Next damn console will be called Xbox Extreme, Xbox Xeon. Oh, that is that when Microsoft partners with Intel?
Oh God.
Yeah. I don't see how I honestly do not see how S could be the budget system unless you have that money to throw at it. Because I mean, again, it's a thing of if you bought an S in Game Pass, games like Halo, Gears, free games like Fortnite, let's see, they gave Red Dead Redemption 2 as a free, it was on Game Pass. You're now running into seriously huge titles that is like, I guess I'll play this on Game Pass because it won't run on my Switch. I didn't have to pay for it. Oh my God, I wish I need to get this damn thing off the screen now. But now I'm running into a storage issue. Like, I think when you're looking at Gamers TM, they're going to get pissed at that shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a thing of like, yeah, if you play games on exclusively on Switch, like that's not gonna be an issue. Like, no, because of the fact that it's a thing of like, if I can't get access to these games, if I can have a reasonable expectation of being able to access the games that I have access to, whether it's through cloud, which again, I say, yeah, use cloud gaming, but no, xCloud is fucking trash. But yeah, like if you can't use cloud because of a bandwidth situation, so you have to download these games and you have to fucking switch, like, which means you have to, not only did you buy a $300 console, you still have to buy at least like starting at like $50 worth of extra storage, which means games that you won't be able to play on that external storage, which means if you want external storage and be able to play the series games, you have to spend $220.
Right.
Like that again, the S is not the move.
Kind of is though, Major.
It isn't.
It is.
It is.
That is because again, if you're playing two, 'cause like I say, if you're mostly Nintendo based, and you have like the cart, you have the cards, you have the physical, the digital, all that stuff, that's fine. But then when you go ahead and you want to play like maybe if you want to play like say Halo Infinite and Scarlet Nexus or whatevs, there are going to be games that are going to be specific on those. That's going to be specific on those platforms and consoles. And yes, if we have a PC, if somebody has a PC, then this is all moot. But if they don't have a PC, you know, you lose kind of a market share because all we're thinking, the only bottleneck is storage, and though storage is like a barrier of entry, just as you say, you just get a $50. You just get a $50 thing, and you.
But you cannot. But you can't play the series games on it. So then you're
right. Of course, you can't play the series game on it. That's not what we're saying. We're saying the barrier of entry is low, but it's just inconvenient. But it's still a viable option. It's still a viable option. I mean,
it's a viable option as much
around the horn with this. And I think that this would be kind of fair.
No, you literally can't go around the horn with this because y'all refuse to play Dead by Daylight.
Right, because I'm literally saying, hey, this is a good deal, and here are the reasons why it's a good deal. You're saying, hey, this is a bad deal, and here are all the reasons it's a bad deal, and we can just be back and forth as glue in the face as we want to be. But at the end of the day, what I said still stands, and it's still a good thing, and here are the reasons why.
Hey there. Fan mail. For those of you who would like to write in and share your opinion on this particular debate and what
start
side
a
of
thread.
You fall on,
you send an email or start a thread.
Yes,
where should they email those spicy hot takes?
TTT@majorshouse.com
or majors.house/discord.
Mate, I say send come with the thing. We love to hear it.
Ruin. I'll have you know that most of the stores based on my C drive are Steam games or video files. Not Game Pass games. Those are on the Xbox. And that's why I'm having those issues. Value proposition isn't there. It should be cheaper is what I'm saying. Knock 75. No, I would say keep the price out of this drive.
I said, and I feel Kevin's making a point. Yes, I am making a point title. I am making a point.
Just add a disk drive.
Just add a disk drive.
No, you mean like a Blu-ray disk drive, right?
No, I'm saying like the add the storage. You just add the storage, Majors.
Because again, the person who is depending on Nintendo for their gaming is not going to have the patience of continuously having to move things between storage devices or deleting and installing things.
Major, you underestimate the patience of a Nintendo fan. How many years did they wait?
We talking about Nintendo?
People have waiting for years for a myriad of whispers. I think they can wait.
So those are just a myriad of fools to begin with.
So that's what I'm saying.
They're just irrational people. I'm sorry. I didn't understand. We were talking about just objectively irrational people.
That's what I'm saying. You're thinking like we're thinking in the line of You're thinking in the line of a PC
gamer
person
TM
and storage issues.
I'm thinking of gamer TM. Yeah. Okay. We're talking about we're talking about irrational Nintendo fans. Okay, you're right. You know what? Because they are on another. Fine, y'all do whatever.
Yeah, because I'm saying we are the people who have access to. We have the PCs. We have the Xboxes. We have the whatever.
But I'm still talking about the people who don't have access to that. I'm talking about the people who like the families out there who like this Christmas. Now that more Series S's are available, will go out and buy Series S.
Right.
Because that's their console. Not because they just own a Switch, but that's their console this year. They upgraded the Xbox One to an Xbox Series S. and then they have these issues. But seeing as that we're talking about irrational Nintendo fans, you know what? You're right. I will defer to you on that one.
Because like I said, you're saying that as a detriment of people who play constantly on a Switch.
Pull out your phone. Use your iPhone.
To be like, can they? Yeah. To be
use your
can
iPhone.
they wait?
Don't
I was gonna say, can they wait however many hour, maybe an hour, maybe 20, 30 minutes to swap a game over to play it? If they're playing maybe 2, 3, if they're playing like 2 or 3 like Xbox games on it, and they just happen to switch it over, graphic wise, it's gonna blow their mind because the Switches are gonna only do like 1080p 30. We're doing like 1080p 60 and upwards of like 1080p 120 frames. So it's like,
you're right. I can't talk sense into an irrational Nintendo user at this point.
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro,
yeah, you're right.
Because we're in this great minds. We have this great ability where we could just be like, all the consoles, we love it.
Again, but that's not my argument.
Yeah,
that's not my argument. But again, it's the thing. It's the thing that any rational person will not wait. They will like, wait, this sucks. But if we're talking about an irrational Nintendo user who will sit and wait for a game that will never come out, you know what? Fine, y'all on a league of your own. Y'all enjoy that shit. That's not me.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. In the meantime of them trying to wait to play Bayonetta, they can play other games that are gonna come out.
They can wait and play for Red Dead Redemption too.
Exactly. How long is Red Dead Redemption? Plenty of time.
No, not to play it. I'm talking about to either download it or transfer it from another storage medium.
And that's fine. like I was like, nobody. The wait is the wait. The wait is the wait. You set it up. You go play some Pokemon Unite. You come back. It's already done.
I will never understand. This is why you here, Kev, because I will never understand it in Nintendo.
You won't understand. That's why I'm here to impart my hokey wisdom.
See, here I am trying to bring logic to a conversation.
It's like you're thinking it as like people can't wait for games to download.
Yes, Sid. Yes.
People can wait.
Pass the Linux and pass the Cav.
Yes.
I mean, y'all on your third close at this point. And go ahead and end your sermon, please.
I mean, yeah.
All right, I had to change one thing up.
Deacon Sensei, yeah, we need to go on ahead on.
All right. What was supposed to be good news ended out like to be a full blown argument between us.
No, I'm trying to get to Shoney's before it closes today.
in another version or in another episode of please, oh my god, tech companies, stay in your own fucking lane, please, for the love of God, please do so. Netflix has acquired Oxenfree developer Night School Studio. So Netflix is serious about games. They're buying studios now.
Y'all already have enough money. Y'all don't, please.
Mm-hmm.
In more security news, and again, I said I would revisit that same commandment yet again. $40 Trojan virus is a reminder to two-factor all of your gaming accounts, or just two-factor all of your shit. Just do it. It's not that hard.
Right.
Unlike the security firm Kaspersky, makers of one of the best antivirus software options out there, which, that is editorializing by PC Gamer, not me. I definitely uninstalled Kaspersky and had to refund my money.
I high-key cringed at that because I was like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
You tried it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was reading that like a teleprompter. That was not me. That is PC Gamer saying that is their best option for antivirus. Fuck all. Last month, for example, it reported blocking 5.8 million malware attacks disguised as popular PC games. In 2020, adding that such attacks have soared with the introduction of lockdowns. Now, Kaspersky is warning of a new Trojan it discovered early this year, which goes by the charming name Bloody Stealer. It targets accounts on EA Origin, Steam, Epic Games, GOG, and other gaming services, and aims to scrape session data and passwords along with information like bank card details, device data, screenshots, and other files. Bloody Stealer is the kind of thing that script kiddies are drawn towards. A cheap, high-volume piece of malware that, according to Kaspersky, sold for $10 a month or $40 for a lifetime license. The primary target is apparently databases with login information, and the scraped information is being sold in bulk. Being sold in bulk. As an example, there is a screenshot of a seller below offering 65,600 logs broken down by region for $150. Or accounts can be sold individually if they're of unusual value. First of all, as I mentioned before, two-factor all your shit. It's not hard. Two, and I understand people are kind of hard pressed nowadays. You know, it's difficult to find jobs or well-paying jobs. But please, for the love of God, stay off of sites that are promising you free shit. Stop.
That part.
That's how y'all fucking get got.
Mm-hmm. All them 5011 viruses.
Like, I don't understand. Like,
I don't understand.
Yeah, I was with you at that TJ. Kaspersky. What? Mm-mm.
So yeah, there's no example here. Okay, it looks like there's a link, securelist.com, Bloody Stealer, and gaming assets for sale. So, I don't know. PC Gamer been on some other shit, so I ain't gonna click into that because I don't know what the fuck PC Gamer been up to lately. But yeah, look, please. One, again, two-factor shit. Two, don't stop clicking random ass links for free shit. Like I understand times are tight, but
don't do it.
Don't do it. It's not worth it.
I will.
I don't understand. Y'all ready for this? It's Stream Nugs time.
Stream
Nugs. Now we have two stories here. I have one here. I can pull up the other tab a little bit later. But of course, the big news coming out this week, as a matter of fact, yesterday, Twitch finally rolled out more moderation tools to help fight the hate raids. No one gives free Discord Nitro randomly. No, nobody does. Just stop. So yesterday, Twitch, so this was leaked earlier this week, but officially announced yesterday, where Twitch now has settings to enable email and SMS verification for viewers of Twitch stream, from chatters in Twitch streams. Let's see, this screen is very small, so let me see if I can hide this for a second so I can pull up my screen here. I don't think there's much to hide because I'm just going to show settings.
I mean, some of these are things that y'all already subject to because some of y'all already run into some of those security numbers as you've entered the chat this evening.
But for those who may not chat, who may not stream, may not see any of these. So yeah. So this is the new settings here. Of course, chat verification.
Every time Nathan reminds me that this is an audio podcast and that some of you will be listening from home, I'm going to remind you that we are here every single Thursday except for major US holidays at 8 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/Major Linux, where you can get all of these tech, streaming, and other assorted gaming nugs for your Thursdays. That's it. That's it. That's all. That's the whole thing.
All right, so Ruin, I'll get to that in just a second. Yeah. Oh well, never mind. Tycho spoiled the surprise. So yes, for those who don't see it yet, so there's new chat verifications in your moderation settings, which we talked before about, like tech literacy and how, hey, with a major OS change, I can find out where settings are because I know about approximately where they were before. I was trying to remember, there was a bunch of settings where I do not know where things are, and I am constantly in the settings. Twitch was that thing I was thinking of. Because depending on where you are on their site, you have access to different types of settings, and they do not connect
at all.
Excuse me. So, if you go into your dashboard, your Twitch dashboard, so dashboard.twitch.tv, you go down to settings and moderation. It'll bring you to your moderation page. You scroll down to channel privileges and you'll see the new chat verification. They've added this overall safety rating, which the more you check or the less you check, the lower that goes down. I don't know why mine isn't. Oh, there. Oh, shit. It went all the way down. Okay, so apparently it seems like it only changes for phone verification for me. Like email verification. It's like, yeah, whatever. You did fuck all. But for email verification, actually for both of them, you can have it set up to all chatters must have a verified email or a phone number. Some chatters, and you can have various degrees where you can say first time chatters in my channel must have a verified email or phone number. Chatters without a verified email must have accounts for older than, well, let me see. I'm going to click on this so I can take a look at it. Anywhere between 1 hour and 6 months. And chatters without a verified email must have followed for anywhere from 10 minutes to 3 months. And you can turn these off or on. So I have to have at least one selected of those. Or I can turn off email or SMS verification altogether. On top of that, you have the verification exemptions, which you can have your subscribers, your VIPs, and moderators not have to be verified. Which, of course, with this being new, me implementing this yesterday, I went ahead today and kind of enabled it for those who have subbed to the channel, which, again, like, I know who's subbing to the channel. I know who you are. VIPs, as the show's been going on during the day, if you've been watching the stream or you're watching YouTube, you've noticed I've moved from showing my screen to hiding it because I've been going into the settings and adding people to VIP. As they've been coming in, because again, I know who they are, and I don't want to have them go through this. And my moderators, which was the first one I checked, because when I was Sin, by the way, I added those new bot command. I fixed the bot commands. So
I saw it was a delight.
My bot was not able to do anything because it was not a verified account, so I had to turn it on for moderators. The chat is on a delay. Yeah, it still is on a follower delay. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what TJ fell into because I haven't turned that off yet.
Did you want to?
No, not after what happened today. This is the first time this ever happened to me. So, yeah, I'm kind of grateful that follower chat is still enabled. So of course, like, I mean, it's good. I feel like it is a step in a right direction. It's still not the best. I know Tycho and I were going back and forth a little bit about it yesterday. And so it was this conversation that we're having that were happening in other spaces too, where it comes to SMS verification or phone number verification, because it involves you having to share your phone number with Twitch, which people don't want to do. And I definitely understand that. To where I really feel like the better solution was, and it's something that I said, months ago. I'll say it again because I love saying it. two-factor your shit. I think that all users should have, or at least for verification, instead of using SMS as the verification method, it should be two-factor authentication. That way it's not tied to a phone number. And it also secures somebody's account. I mean, it secures your account when you use 2FA. Didn't mean to come off as glib. I will never give Twitch my phone number that we don't have a non-SMS 2FA option. What other sites including Amazon itself has it? I mean, no, you're good. And like, it's a thing too where, and like I tried to further explain it because like I know when I put out when I shared the blog post yesterday, I kind of quote tweeted some of it saying that, hey, I'm turning this all the way on. I will, and again, as I've stated before, I've made accommodations to make sure it's easier for people who have been here before that I do know to continue to chat without having to run into this barrier, especially if there are reservations for giving a phone number. Again, before Tycho even replied to those tweets, I was already thinking about Tycho. Already there. I said, this is going to annoy Tycho. Let me get ahead of this.
I'm not major being like, I don't want to hear from Tycho about this. I don't want to hear from Tycho about this. Listen, I don't. Let me just go ahead and VIP them because I'm not trying to be out here. Got them cussing me out on this podcast on the way home. I'm not here for it.
See, I don't want that. I don't need that heat. So that's why I got ahead of it. Said, yeah, look, I will make accommodations for those who may not want to do this. I get why. And then further having to clarify, I said, look, there are a lot of content creators that we all know who implement it full stop. It's like, nope, you just need a good phone number. And I'm like, for those who are concerned and you are afraid that you're not going to be able to watch your favorite streamer, maybe reach out to that streamer or their moderators. And like, maybe they can work out some way for you to verify that you are not a bad apple, or who knows? Because this is the first, like today was the first time I actually looked at the sum chatter options, and it seems like they're reasonable workarounds to it. I understand why people will put all and say, no, fuck it, you're not getting in unless you are vetted. I get that. There have been people who've been dealing with this shit for not just for days and months, but years. And I get it.
I will say, I like looking at this, and I looked at this a bit before. I absolutely appreciate the way that at least it looks like they put some thought into this function and gave people options for not having to pick either 0 or 100, but some places in between. Like we do a Sono Cruise at an even 60, and I'm just like, thank you for thinking about it. Now, I wish you had put this here ages ago, but I have to encourage you to do the good things when you do get around to doing them. So
yeah, like reward good behavior every now and then. encourages you to do more.
That being said, the way that the way that I know where this is going to end up, I'm about to get comfortable. So y'all gonna have to excuse me for a second.
Oh, he actually is getting comfortable. I was like, wait, why have we stopped?
Uncomfortable.
For audio listeners again, you know, fixing his standing desk, so we had to wait for that for a second.
I needed to make sure I was properly seated. No, like you can continue. You can continue.
I thought you had more to say. That's what I was waiting on.
I do have more to say, but not about this.
Okay, so that's what I was waiting. I thought that's what you meant by get comfortable, but you were literally just getting comfortable. Here's how much having a verified phone number will slow down the bots. I don't think it's so much slowing down the bots as it
will have some effect though, because if I'm not mistaken, you only have like a certain amount of accounts that you can verify to a phone number. And what's most important here is if you ban that phone number, it also bans every account that's verified through it, which I'm like, bless.
Right. Like that's what I was getting to. Like, thank you for thinking a lot faster than I could and putting those to words. Yeah. So like if they attach it to a phone number, like if you ban one phone number, then it gets all of them. and that phone number just can't be used again. And as Tycho put out, that as multiple people found out, because again, trying not to give a real phone number, Google Voice and other voice over IP numbers do not work.
Yep. That's good to hear. That's good to know.
But it's bad for others.
Yes.
It's a thing where, again, speaking from privilege, I have 2 phones, so I have 2 phone numbers. So if it comes down to it, I would like, and if I was that concerned, I would give them the my Google Fi number. But I know Amazon and Twitch both have they have my actual phone number, because I was using SMS based 2-factor authentication with Twitch prior to me getting my Pixel 4a. So oop. Not being followed by the alphabet.
Followed by the alphabet. Oh no.
So let's go ahead and set up for this second story, because I did not include it. I tend to be a little skittish about including tweets, but it seems like multiple sources have been corroborating this story. Let's see. Streaming. This is a weird screenshot, but I'm gonna. There we go. Yes, this is the boosting story. So really, Sin has a little bit more information on this than I do. I think, yeah, Tycho, when you shared this with me, I was asleep at the time. So like, I woke up to do the show and saw it. I was like, I don't know what any of this is, so I kind of left it. But it seems like we do have more information. So Sin, I'm gonna defer to you here on this one.
First things first, child, the way I am over this. I was over this ashy nonsense before I even finished reading it. Oh my god. Okay. So, basically, in order to boost your visibility and things, they have given you a boost the stream option. What it does is it basically upgrades the visibility of your stream. And what they put here was an option for you to, like, you get like X amount of apparently you pay for X amount of recommendations there, and there's some kind of invisible system that it feeds into. It's entirely opaque to every single person using this platform, apparently, that makes you easier to discover. Here's the thing. This isn't new. So for everybody here, this has history. I see you over there, Viola Davis, picking up your bag. I see you.
No, TJ, don't go.
But it's the way that this isn't new, right? The problem is that you're paying money at this point to be as visible as people that they freely promote. Freely. Do you have any idea? Do y'all remember, since we're talking about this, let's take a little bit of a time travel, shall we? Let's go back in history. Do you remember last year, right around the Super Bowl, when every single creator got on Twitch for a hot minute consecutively and was like, can you not have ads for literally Ninja running over where my stream is supposed to be? Do y'all remember that whole debacle?
Oh, I remember that whole debacle.
Because I do. You want to know how much that cost to be that visible? $0.00.
Mm-hmm.
For the people who are currently the most easily discovered, instead of fixing your discoverability features, which people have complained about many times, and so much so that a whole other site has been made for marginalized creators specifically. Instead of fixing your discoverability feature, you said, if you feed us enough money, we'll make your stream visible. This is where there's a gif of me being Khloe Kardashian walking into a room with a big ass pocketbook full of bricks and going, "Don't be fucking rude." Right behind this, right, is also a note that they implemented this feature using channel points, which are free for everyone, in December of 2020. There's literally no reason for this, except that they just want to experiment and see if this works and if people are willing to spend money on making their communities visible. But here's the thing. At no point in this, from the details that we have available to us, have they made any mention about what part of it the streamer gets. You're literally just throwing money straight at Twitch for your stream to be more easily searchable, and that would literally be it based on how this function works. They haven't made this an official function. They're rolling it out to a certain percent of like select channels just to experiment with the feature and see how it works.
Right. Yep. This is the
instead of just looking into your discoverability features and doing all of this other stuff and figuring out how you want to like work that stuff out. And it's this, but it's also the fact that every single time that they rolled out one of these boosting features, which they know that people are going to like fight about, it seems to be one of the very few times that they put a black person's face on the ad, because they had a black woman or black femme on this one. They had Cheese Kit on the last one when they announced the the channel points feature or channel points version of this a year ago. And also, quite honestly, some of these people who are like full-time content creators with tens of thousands of subscribers and stuff have people who are willing to throw money at them willy-nilly for whatever reason. Y'all are some really kind people and some really generous people, and I have seen y'all raise incredible amounts of money for causes and things like that, but I just don't imagine that y'all have disposable income to throw at me, that y'all are spending money in spending time in a pandemic and fighting unmasked, unvaccinated people to earn to come over here and throw at making me searchable on twitch.tv.
Yes.
So between the fact that y'all haven't fixed the discoverability thing, the fact that y'all don't need this feature because you have people that you are willing to make more than visible for absolutely fucking free 99, so much so that it has actually been a problem, noted as a problem multiple times on multiple levels and everything else. Considering all of that stuff, what the fuck is this? Someone come get this.
I mean, some people are enjoying it. This locale TV is enjoying it so much so that this thread right here kind of got me. Oh,
I need you to enhance.
Yeah, sorry.
I need you to enhance.
Yes, this. So when she initially tweeted the screenshot, Negarix, sorry if I'm pronouncing that Twitter handle wrong, asked like, "Will you be able to opt out of this?" To where Locale responded, "You can opt out by visiting gaming.youtube.com and signing up there."
Oh.
I think that's pronounced loco, by the way, but I know exactly. I see where they're going with this, but child, listen, I'm a whole black queer individual. We're not going over to youtube.com. Like, it's like that's not a whole problem by itself. Well, you leave me alone.
Wait, why is Bando Namco trending?
Leave me alone. Don't do it. Don't do it, Major. Don't do it.
Well, it's with Game Pass too. Wait, isn't Scarlet Nexus Bandai Namco? Bandai Namco?
Yes.
That's why. That's what it is. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, ruined right there. Yep, see, okay. See, it's not bad. I mean, unless it's a whole bunch of salty people who bought Scarlet Nexus and are mad that it's on Game Pass. But I would have expected that for Avengers.
Yeah.
Like, it's just... It's this, but it's also the way that I believe between last week and this week, they also announced, hey, we're having our TwitchCon 2022 in Amsterdam. And I'm just like, so So I see you boosting visibility on channels, and I see that you have announced a TwitchCon. And between the two, you have sandwiched exactly one moderation feature, and understanding that there's a certain level at which you cannot talk about this. I have to say, Twitch, have you fixed the fucking problems that you're currently dealing with? Like, could you just maybe... Three random hosses from the Safari Zone in the first generation of Pokemon have walked into this chat this evening that I've had to ban. And y'all are out here with a, like, pay us money to boost the visibility of your channel for fucking what? Someone help me.
Oh, Bandai Namco.
Understand.
Bandai Namco.
I would like to grasp. I would like to grasp.
Also, according to Tycho, Bandai Namco is trending because they're changing their logo.
Okay.
I am now sad because the individual who is championing this feature is offering insight and advice on streaming.
Now, here's the thing.
Makes me cringe, like hearing, "Hi, I'm a marketing professional."
Well, yeah, but for fairness, based on the other stuff that I've seen them post, I don't think this is necessarily in support of the feature as much as awareness, because they had access to it to just go, hey, yo, this is a thing that they put in here and y'all should be aware of it, because they didn't send this out to everybody. I don't think they've even necessarily made a post yet except to just go, yo, did y'all see this? Because now we have a group of people who do that. They just spend time looking at everything that Twitch possibly changes and then just going, did y'all know that this is out here?
Like I forget who it is who's notorious for doing it, because I saw
Zach
them.
Busey.
I'm sorry?
Zach Busey is the other one.
That's it. That's exactly what it is. Like, he's the one who tweeted about the moderation features yesterday. And I saw this. So Tycho showed me this one, but then I also saw the Zach Busey tweet later on this evening. And again, like, just so we're aware, like, I am hesitant to cover things like that because, again, it's that thing. Granted, Zach Busey has been more right than wrong, but it's like talking about iPhone leaks from Ming Chi Kuo, and like, or damn, was it Mark Gurman? It's like, okay, yeah, y'all said that, but that didn't come to pass. Y'all said we were going to get square Apple Watches, and we didn't get that. Y'all said iPhones will talk to satellites this year. We ain't get that. Oh, Wario 64. Oh, okay. So this is the Bandai Namco logo. Nice. It's simple. I like it. Sorry. And the Zach Busey. So yeah. So I should tell Kakashi that there's
in
something
case you were
behind, there's a Joker behind her.
I can tell you where people got that from, if you want to know.
Go on.
Twitch did it.
Gasp.
Twitch did it.
Gasp.
Now, when I say Twitch did it, you're just like, I'm hesitant to say this because we're concerned about what they're talking about with the feature. Here's the thing, right? They announced it live today during their patch notes episode. And people, that like thing that you saw there on that tweet is a screenshot from that live stream. So that's absolutely a thing that they did because that's in the video.
And here is the.
If you need a recipient, I will go ahead and provide you such a recipient.
Oh, recipient.
Because you know how Major is. It'd be like you better come over here with the whole tax return.
I mean,
or it's not real.
You're not wrong. Let's see. Switch one more time. This is what happens when you use multiple windows.
So if you just want to go head on over there real quick, right? If you want to go take a look at that, forward into the video about 43. Hold on. At 43 minutes and 25 seconds in, if you want to take a look at that, is where that appears. I will go ahead and drop that right in chat for y'all.
Okay.
It is at exactly this marker that they start talking about it. So that straight up came from Twitch themselves. So there you go, Linux. In case you know, because we're not necessarily news, we're nugs, but he refuses to be sensationalist about it because, you know, some kind of a journalistic integrity has to make it into this podcast somewhere.
Dude.
We've learned quite a bit over that experiment over the last year. That's absolutely right. We've learned a ton, and of everything we've learned.
So wait, is this user? So is this the viewers buying the boost for the streamer?
That is correct.
So instead of just giving me the money,
Giving it directly to Twitch.
What?
Now I see why they asked, "Could you opt out of this?" Like, fuck that.
It's like it's like you're giving it to Twitch, but where is it coming back?
So I thought it was
Child,
the
way
streamer.
to a word I just said.
No, again, looking at the images, I thought it was the streamer boosting themselves. I know you were saying like the channel post is like, that doesn't make sense. Like, why would I use my own channel? Now that
Because
I am
that's what they
seeing it
used
in
it.
action, because I've never seen this before.
Oh,
I didn't know
Like,
how the
that's what-
mechanisms for it worked. Now that I see,
Yeah,
like,
that's
oh,
what
I
we-
get it now.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had a thing for that where they said, hey, I want to amplify the visibility on this channel. So what you could do is set a community goal for your channel points and say, if you want to throw your points at this when you hit a certain number,
Right.
it does that boosting function.
The
And you
point.
can just say, I want to spend my channel points that I get for free just by sitting here and watching whatever content you make.
Right. The points are like the equivalent of like a like
no, baby, no.
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
a
they
per-
did.
Not a like
No,
a
no, baby,
what's the
no.
word I'm thinking about, like a list of petition, and it's just
Mhm.
like we throw our points to back up this person, and then it's like the mechanism is like, cool, you're boosted.
No, baby, no. This
You're on frontage page.
No,
But
Mhm.
no,
But
baby,
see that was with points. Now this is with money.
no,
And
no.
where does that money go
no, baby, no. This
past
is-
that?
mm-mm,
So that's why everybody's hair
this
is legit on
on
top.
now this makes more sense.
Right.
Again,
'Cause
like
it's
I
like-
apologize because I did not understand the mechanism. I've never seen this before at all. I didn't even know this was
Right.
tied to channel points. I never knew this was a thing that existed.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all been doing it
Yeah.
if y'all been doing this for my channel, thank you. I really do appreciate it. But I don't even know if I have that enabled. I don't know. That when channel points, it's like Twitch is like Overwatch for me. At a certain point, I stopped checking what new shit they were adding. It's like, just let me be here and play Diva. But no, baby, no. This ain't no.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's exactly it.
Thank you, Tycho, for verifying that. But no, just give me the money.
Hey, John. Coffee. Cash App. Venmo.
Fuck Twitch sub. At least I see some of it.
They sure did. They like so there you go, Major. If you wanted to know why I was ready to come in swinging with both hands to be spicy about this is why.
Throw $1,000 in the pot and give me up on front page for 3 seconds.
And are you gonna see any of that money? Who knows?
Meanwhile, and this is the part this is why it irritates me so much. Meanwhile, for free 99, if I decide to use the search feature, if I just casually log into Twitch, there's sidebars immediately populated with a whole bunch of people that they're willing to recommend and who haven't moved since the dawn of fucking time. And that is what kills me.
Right. Just being like, hey, you're on.
Because those people stay
It's
posted
it's
like
prime real
those
estate.
those people stay posted like, you know, like a statue of Thomas Jefferson. I just hate it. I hate it so much.
It'd be like, boom, his prime real estate.
I'm gonna buy a billboard. I've been thinking about this for a while. I think I'm just gonna rent a billboard. How much those cost? I think about
Don't
a
buy a
couple
billboard.
$100, right?
Don't buy a billboard. That's like skywrite things.
Mhm.
Nobody ever looks up that high. Well, let's go to
Get like
Infamous.
a-
I'm gonna put it. Look, Infamous. I'm gonna put it on 440. Damn. I wish I could have done it during the election, like right when the Republican governor was running. Like when he was running, he was like, "I'm gonna reopen NC." I should have just bought the billboards. That nah, sit down and watch Twitch. Watch Major Linux. Just stay inside.
should've-
Watch
you
Major
really-
Linux.
But it's what, like, it's that sort of thing that absolutely kills me. I truly hate it because once again, in the middle of this nonsense, here I am just like casually looking out of my window, glancing over the veranda with a smoking jacket and a corncob pipe and banning people. But you have the nerve to introduce this fucking boosting feature. I hate it.
Thank you.
Hate it.
Well, what?
And for
Go
what?
ahead.
But also, you know something? Y'all haven't been able to reach out to marginalized people for anything except to put them on the face of this boosting feature, and we need to talk about that real quick.
Ruin, I think I had that off, but I think when I redid the bot, I may have re-enabled it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I gotta
This
fix
is
it.
what you call bad optics.
What if I gave you some good optics though? What if we talked about some? Excuse me. Some money saving nugs, so you can go buy more nugs.
I'm down with that.
Oh, so you selling NFTs now?
No, God, no.
Mm-hmm.
Can I like undersell NFTs? Like, can I like charge like a fraction of a cent for an NFT? Like, I want to figure out a way to like break the system. Anywho, while I figure that out,
Yeah.
Xbox Game Pass has now assembled new games to play, including Marvel's Avengers. And Scarlet Nexus, the surprise drop.
That
Those
was
in
really
the US
surprising.
waking up this morning like, oh wait, Tokyo Game Show happened and Scarlet Nexus surprise drops on Game Pass.
Wow. Fish.
So there's new DLC coming out. It doesn't say that the DLC is included with with Scarlet Nexus. They also have more information on Forza Horizon 5 running on PC, which we're good to go. I'm ready. I'm ready for Forza Horizon.
Same.
Starfield. So this is more news too, but Starfield has full Japanese localization. And there was another game that came out for Game Pass. I don't see it. Do you remember what it was?
A game that came out for Game
Yeah, there was
Pass.
2 games that dropped.
It was, let me see. It was Undersighted. AI.
I think
the
that one was playing.
Snowmaniafied.
That's it. It was an AI or OWL or something.
Yeah. And then I think the Astra Ascending, that was planned. And Unsighted was planned. But that was like, and Mighty Goose, that was the surprise drop. And then Dandy Ace was the surprise drop. From,
Wait, hold on. Trying to see. Give me a second here. Yeah, Windows 11 has made this a lot more difficult than it needs to be able to route audio, but I'm going to see if I can do it. Alright, so hopefully that should do it. I'm going to pause the music because it's using the same channel. So So here is Twitch's response to the paid boost.
Now this is paid boost experiment. So why
You're
pay,
reading
right?
gaming
Why
headlines.
wouldn't
Don't
this
mind
just
me.
stay
I'm
free
just making
forever?
sure the audience has the enjoyable bits of
Definitely.
content. that
So
they
what we're
want.
doing with Boost is giving viewers the ability to buy super high visibility promotions for their favorite creators, and these types of placements come with a cost. We think this is a great way to show support. Further, we've heard directly from creators that it's hard to get their names out there. It's hard to try and utilize different forms of social media to grow their channels, and our hope is that a more direct way for a viewer to help a creator do that. And this is just an experiment, so it's going to change. It's no secret that viewers are here to support their creators, and we think that paying to help a creator grow their community will be
Got real
worthwhile
quiet
for their
in this Holy
supporters.
Ghost filled house.
Now this is like a paid boost experiment. So why?
So
Are
again,
y'all watching the video?
yeah, sorry, it's not playing through to us, but it's playing on stream.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm listening to it. Yeah, some BS. Cause yeah, and they always like to say they always like to say, oh, it's an experiment. It's an experiment. No, it's a grift. That's what it is. It's a hustle.
Like child, the
like,
way I want
well,
to unhinge my whole jaw.
we-
I'm just
we're-
like, y'all.
It's like, yo, we're gonna throw this out here and get whatever we can get. And then when it becomes unpopular, we're gonna be like, all right guys, we heard you, we understand what you're saying, and we're going to discontinue it. But we wanted to try it to kind of give somebody some visibility. So yeah, that's what happened. It's a grift. It's a grift.
Yeah, just give me the money.
Um,
Look, honestly,
Just
like
give-
don't pay to
just
boost the channel. Just give me the
Literally
money.
give
What-
people the
Okay,
money.
so like here's the thing, right? The thing that makes it so bothersome to me, because right, dear audience and people at home, I imagine that y'all are very much in the vein of, I mean, okay, but this is more like more of that streamer bullshit TM or whatever. Why do we care? And you would be right to ask that question. Here's the
Right.
thing, right? The dream that they sell you about this platform is that you too, with the appropriate amount of hard work and everything else, can become a full-time content creator. And you see like this shining set of stars that are the 1 to 3% of people on this platform who are able to take this and through one, quite honestly, a whole bunch of privilege, but two, hard work and some opportunities, they're able
Right.
to make this a full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get everybody on this platform with the idea that their goal or their trajectory should be get from where they are to that partner status, right? Get on the platform, do the work, build the community, grow into that partnership or whatever. And then you went and implemented this feature, which is, after you put in so many roadblocks for searchability, visibility, and being able to be discovered and all this other stuff, after you did all of that, you then implement a feature that says, okay, so if that's the future that you want, then you're going to have to buy it. Y'all, there are places online I can just go and buy followers if that's what I wanted to do. We don't want that. Like, what? Oh my God.
But it's Switch sponsored.
To call, like, to call, listen, the whole thing about you grinding yourself into powder is just kind of a function of the whole thing in and outside of Twitch. I mean, 2 people already left the platform because they said being on Twitch made them tired. 1 person is already planning on quitting because, again, Twitch being a full-time content creator makes them tired. Multiple people have been like, I'm a full-time content creator, and now I'm like 28 with like 3 different forms of arthritis. Please get me out of this mortal coil. I hate everything about stuff I used to love. But like, for you to build that system, that ecosystem, that culture that you allow to exist, and then you basically just said, here's a paywall for you to get into that part of the culture, or to this thing that we said this is the only thing you can use the platform to do. Girl, if you don't get out of here.
Like I said, I had more good news. I got more good news. This is more,
At least you have the rest of the You have the rest of the gaming section, so that's that.
It's deals. Everybody loves saving money. Games with gold. Of course, you have Game Pass Ultimate. You've got games with gold. So, Arrow is free.
Yeah.
For the month of October. Hover. 3D sci-fi parkour game from the 16th of October to the 15th of November. Castlevania Harmony of Despair from the 1st to the 15th of October, and Resident Evil Code Veronica X from the 16th to the 31st of October.
That's cool.
And of course, we've got this is bad news and deals, but deals nonetheless. PlayStation Plus games for October: Hell Let Loose for the PS5, Mortal Kombat X for the PS4, and PGA Tour 2K21.
Mm-hmm. For those who are dying to play 2K11 PGA, this is for you.
I mean, that's not the only thing. I just, why not Mortal Kombat 11?
I mean, that would make more sense, but you know.
Or like if you're going to Mortal Kombat X, like what about XL? I don't, not a good look. This was not a good look for PlayStation, but hey, 2 games on PS4, 3 if you have a PS5. Plus PS5, PS Plus folks already got MKX from the PS Plus. See, I didn't even know that. Sony, what are y'all doing?
That's what I ask on a regular basis. What are y'all doing, Sony?
See, this is why I've gone to PC.
Mm-hmm.
Just get Game Pass and stick to PC.
Yeah, the way I'm not buying a PS5 until the next revision. Or the PS5 Slim comes out.
Look, just put Spider-Man on PC.
Oh yeah, I'm down with that.
Just put Spider-Man on PC. That's the only thing That's the only thing I want a PlayStation for.
Yep.
No, I missed over it, but I guess we can't cover it because you sent me this like when I was waking up and trying to get the show ready, so I apologize for that. Yes, PlayStation has acquired Blue Point. Of course, the makers of such remasters as Demon Souls, and I think they handled the rest of the development for The Last Guardian, right? Or was that the other Team Eco games that they did? TJ, I understand you're new here. We go back from the place that we don't talk about. But if they can put other PlayStation games on PC, they can put Spider-Man on PC.
Not talking about Shadowlands.
Yep.
So about Blue Point games, so what's likely is more remakes of Sony-owned IPs. Again, if they make Metal Gear Solid, I'm okay with this. Unfortunately, that means it'll be on PS5 and I won't be able to play it. That's what bums me out about just dreaming of a PS5. I mean, of a Metal Gear Solid remake, or a remaster. But look, Tycho and TJ, and you two ruin. Y'all can stop coming in here and ruining my dreams and just dragging me for filth on my own damn channel. It's my house.
Okay, well hold on. The name's Ruin. Major. What did you expect? What did you expect Ruin to do?
Not talk about my C drive.
Hold on, Major. I'm gonna actually have to drag you for this one. Hold up.
What? What did I do now?
Isn't your whole thing isn't storage your whole thing?
Storage is his whole
That's
thing.
why I have like 30 terabytes of storage in this PC.
Right. That's why we had our high spirited discussion.
You have 30 terabytes of storage.
Just
you only
about.
have that much on C.
That's my Gen 4 NVMe. That's where some of the games live, and that's where I put the videos until I'm done editing them. I have a lot of games on my C drive. I need to move them.
You didn't want to just put them on any of that external storage that you have? You didn't want to do that?
No, because I play them. I would like to have them there.
And you know how he feels about having his game and having all his games in one place. He can't move games. We've established that.
You can't. Like,
again, I cleaned it before I started. Y'all happened to catch me as an active recording was happening.
Right. We have established that he does not like the idea of moving his games.
Wasn't he talking about people being reasonable like 4 articles ago? I'm just, you know what?
Look, I'm rational with some. I am rational about some things and rational about others. Do not come for me today. Kev, what you got going on this week?
Let me get this water.
I guess probably Scarlet Nexus. Debating on if I'm gonna install Avengers to at least maybe to dabble with it, because you know it's free out here. That was the Hades argument. I was like, if Hades comes on Game Pass, I gotta play it. And so Hades was on, and I had to play it. So I was like, cool, I get it. So now I'm like, do I do the same for Marvel Avengers?
Maybe we can play Avengers in November.
I think I'll be down with that. Thinking about it, I'm like, I'll probably have it finished by then, because it's not that long. And you know, I'm trying to figure out, is it all the DLC that's available? The year one stuff? It
says up to War of Wakanda.
Oh yeah,
that's the latest one.
Like War of Wakanda, I have to play War of Wakanda. Like it's like, I think about it like, yeah, I gotta play War of Wakanda.
I'm just gonna boot it up and see if there's just a way I can just get to that. Like, that's the only part I care about.
See, that's the one. I would do that. I would like, let me do that. Let me just skip over all this stuff right here. Love Kamala Khan, but I want to play as T'Challa. Let's go. T'Challa and Dora Milaje fighting big robots. That's what I want to do. That's the vibes I want. So yeah, I guess I will download it over the weekend and dabble with it at least. See what's what. Maybe record, make a video of it. Do it for the content. Probably because it's like next week not next week, tomorrow. 1st of October, so spooky, scary skeletons. I'm gonna be playing pretty much all day, all the remixes. Oh yeah, gotta get ready for the for the spooky ween stuff, like costume quest and Left 4 Dead. And if I can get a copy for relatively cheap, I want to play Luigi's Mansion 3. Throughout the week, because it's like I think that's something that would vibe with me, because I generally like the Luigi Mansion games.
Oh, excuse me.
God bless you.
Thank you.
And yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I think that does it for me.
Tycho, it's going to be unbearable even during this fucking pandemic. It was like I can see it over the horizon. Like, I do not like the two tropes with gamers that I follow. I do not understand is wrestling, like gamers and wrestling, and gamers and fucking Halloween. I do not understand it. Like,
what don't you understand about spooky, scary Skella month?
Nah, I'm good. I'm good on that.
I don't like the horror stuff, but I do like some of the spookiness of Halloween, but I just don't like a lot of the horror movies.
Last week I got on Twitter. I said, "Look, can we just stop using the word spoopy?" Boy, that sent Leela down the throat for a second. Like, no, we will not do that. I was like, okay, look, I didn't know. There was a history with this. I guess I'm gonna have to deal with it. But why?
Mm-hmm. First of all, you can't tell Lilo not to spoopy wing. That was your first mistake.
Like he was just kind of like, but why do we have to use that word in particular? And I was like, oh, there's history here. I'm just gonna let you learn about that one the hard way.
Look, Tiger, when me and Christmas music, because I know that's what you're referring for November, I play Christmas music solely on December 25th, and that's it. And I play two. I would say it was normally two. I will play the Charlie Brown Christmas album, Mega Ran's Christmas album, and anything from the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. That's it.
I'm ready for a Mariah Carey and Ariana Grande to harmonize together in whistle tone. That's what we're waiting for.
That's
year.
gonna happen. That's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Manifest it. Said. Speaking into existence.
But yeah,
I feel like Chris.
That don't happen.
I feel like
December 25th for me.
I feel like Christmas music is good. I think you should start listening to Christmas music after Thanksgiving. Like,
I mean, that's
the
reasonable.
Black Friday.
Yeah.
Like at Black Friday, bump the Christmas music. Because at least we've gone past Thanksgiving. Anytime before Thanksgiving, I mean, like, y'all are doing way too much. So, I pretty much let people, yeah.
It these like the fact that they skip over Thanksgiving, which is weird.
Most out here.
Be like, let me eat my turkey in peace, please. Thank you.
But you know that they only do that. See, they've extended Christmas, and Thanksgiving is only just fuel day for Black Friday.
Right.
That's all. Thanksgiving is not a holiday anymore. Granted, I want to take away Thanksgiving for other cultural reasons. But yeah, it's already been reappropriated as Black Friday fuel day.
Mm-hmm.
The holiday of capitalism, Black Friday.
I've just dubbed Thanksgiving as like the day we get to we as people get together and eat sweet potato pie and turkey.
Yeah,
like,
Thanksgiving Day is a day where for just a random ass Thursday, I don't have to go to work.
Mm.
That makes sense.
Yeah. What Ruin says.
Yeah.
Day off work and I eat good. That's it.
To me, look, just give me a bowl of cereal. I'm good. There's normally I would say there's a bomb marathon, but I don't have cable, so I wouldn't be able to see that anymore.
Then I don't know how you felt about that statement, but I'll tell you how I felt about the statement. That was fucking sad.
What statement?
I'm just gonna eat a bowl of cereal on Thursday. Like, I literally was like, no, we're just gonna bypass. We're gonna bypass Major on this one. Sin.
Look,
that was fucking sad.
I deal with my family like more than a lot of people
Not even
do.
A turkey sandwich, man.
Turkey's dry shit. Turkey's just dry shit.
Oh, okay, see, I'm gonna stop you right there.
Turkey is your
Major. Respectfully.
Get him, Sin.
Find you someone who knows how to cook.
I was about to say, like, it could be whoever's cooking the turkey, but it's like I just rather not. Rather not deal with it.
People who make dry turkey and people whose potato salad you don't eat whenever their name is announced as part of the family gathering.
Now you're coming after my parents.
Circle.
But see, now you're coming after. But see, now you're coming after my parents.
Listen, it's not my fault your parents make dry turkey. You can talk to them about that.
Mm-hmm. I just rather not go. I would rather avoid confrontation. Just not go.
Tell them to either step the turkey game up or get some really good gravy, because
But see,
like,
I could just stay home and then not deal with that. Look, I think we'll do like Thanksgiving breakfast. My mom makes really good pancakes, and it's great. We'll have breakfast with pancakes and then just go home and just not have to deal with anybody. But even then, I won't do that. It's not worth it. I see y'all too much during the year anyway. Thanksgiving is not as special as y'all think it is.
Not Ruin saying, Mama gotta stay home. Your turkey is too
dead. No. Not you going over there for breakfast and being like, Mom, I gotta go home. I'm not feeling well, because you don't want to tell them your turkey dry.
No. Look, why I feel so passionate. I'm gonna tell you something. Why I feel so passionate about the Xbox storage, right? And why I care about this shit. My parents live in the fucking sticks. I cannot be out there where the fastest internet is fucking HughesNet. Like, I can't. I just can't. I gotta go home.
Mm-hmm. Jeez Louise.
TJ, you being here is a delight.
Oh yeah.
Yep, I remember that. Vince McMahon. What was it, Booker T? Yeah, that's what that clip was. Yeah. Sid, what you got going on this week? Before I say anything else, that's gonna just throw this whole show into chaos again.
I'm sorry. So, this is not tech news. It is not gaming news. It is not any of those things. However, my friend said there was a protest of vegans against the chicken farm. And some of them went and stole some chicken from one of the chicken trucks. They said this chicken is looking angry. So we're just like, no, there's a video of this person like actually like stealing the chicken. This chicken is like, what is happening? Why is this?
I want to be. Oh shit.
Okay, you know what? Let me not. So where were we? What's going on this week? Might get to see a friend or two over the weekend. Back to fight Sin on Monday.
Sin
and then play more
versus
Hollow
Sin.
Knight on Tuesday. And then talk to y'all knuckleheads next week on Thursday.
Wow.
And try to catch up on some work and some writing and things. And hopefully Akko will be back. We missed her today. She's like we're adding her to the sick and shut in list. If y'all remember that from church.
Again, the only podcast on the internet that will do that.
Mm-hmm. She's affirmed, right? She's infirmed. Pray for her strength.
So there's that happening. Other than that, we're just trying to chill out, trying to vibe, trying to start working on some things. I'm finally at a point where I feel like, oh my God, Major, what are you doing?
I have to make it smaller. My bad. I didn't realize it was going to be so big.
Took up, okay, for the viewers at home, subtitles. Major done typed in like sick and shut in using Anka and then took up like half the screen and had to minimize that. So Lord have mercy.
I didn't know it was going to be that big.
But also trying to go to sleep at reasonable times. That's also a goal. So that's what I'm looking forward to this week. What's going on with you, Major? You flying some drones? You doing TikTok dances? What you got going on?
I'm really contemplating buying another gimbal for my phone, but that also will require me to go out and do things with it. So I'm like, yeah, do I need that? No. Do I want it? Yes. Should I buy it? Look, TJ, I'm trying to sleep at a reasonable time given all this because, some of us actually do have to go into an office, which, again, not something I want to do, but I have to now. Excuse me. Outside of that, I don't know. I need to find something to do in my life. I need to. There's one thing that is on my list of things to do that I have nothing else literally stopping me from doing it, especially after fixing the bot for Sin. That I have to do it. I got an email reminding me, hey, you should turn in that form. It's like, I shouldn't I? And kind of after some news that I got today, it's like, you know what? Maybe I should, because you talk about streamer grind and grinding to the bone. I am now in a position where I literally cannot take care of myself because I am bouncing back between too many things and I'm not looking after myself like I should. So I need to reevaluate some things in my life and figure out what needs to be there and what doesn't. And yeah, I'm gonna say that leaving my house at 8:30 every morning is not a thing I should be doing especially when I'm having to rush in and not really getting enough time to kind of rest up, see my family, and actually enjoy my family like I want to. So yeah, I got things I got to do. Gotta restructure some things. Outside of that, there's a gnat on my microphone and it's annoying. Outside of that, fighting the urge to buy an iPhone 13 Pro. That will be my constant struggle. Eventually I'll hit a point where it does not make sense to do it because then I won't be able to upgrade my phone like I want to. So yeah, maybe I'll stream, maybe I won't. I don't know. I still need to play some American Truck Simulator eventually. Scarlet Nexus is on the computer.
Yeah.
Avengers is on my computer. But apparently it's causing so much stress with everybody else for having shit on my computer that I shouldn't have, I guess. So I guess also on my list is to clean out my C drive.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
I mean, you can take that bet. There won't be a new phone. I can guarantee you. Because every time I talk about it, my wife says, you better not make the cell phone bill go up. So every year, the cell phone bill goes up. I said, no, actually, year over year, the cell phone bill has gone down because the phone has been actually cheaper just by a few cents every year.
She's hitting your wife with logic.
Yeah.
And she's still like, and I bet she still said, no.
She did.
First of all, I see that logic. Fuck out of here. Sit your ass down. Okay. You right.
Yeah, I don't blame her either. Like honestly, it's an empty threat. It's really an empty threat for me. It's like, I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna go get it. It's like, no, you're not. It's just, damn, you're right. You know, you know my heart. You know I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, that's it. It's just figuring out life. I need to do that. I need to sit down and do that. Maybe you got a new phone every time I take an insulin shot. Tycho, we need you to take more insulin shots, dog.
I think we need.
Or maybe you take it just enough. I don't know. I'll take them about like 2-3 times daily. I don't know.
I think you might need to see a doctor, Tycho.
Like if I was taking my insulin shots that infrequently, yeah, my doctor said, dude, what are you doing? You're trying to get this under control. This is not under control, Marcus.
I'm gonna need to see a medical professional.
Y'all about 2 seconds would be happy to go downstairs and get like a whole another Sprite and gin. I hate y'all.
Okay, so then yeah, I am not changing phones that frequently.
No.
And Tycho, I see you, dog. I'm with you. I'm like 2-3 times a day, depending on what I eat. I see you, dog. We out here. Look, I'm struggling with some shit right now, so I'm just saying, like, look, stay on your shit, take your meds, because you don't, it fucks you up really bad. I'm not in a good situation with that, but yeah. On that note, let's wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to another episode of Tech Talk Thursdays for Thursday, September 30th, 2021. I am not looking at the calendar. It is not October. It's still September for me. Thank y'all so much. I really do appreciate you all coming out. You all could have been anywhere in the world watching any stream in the world. You could have been reading the tech, gaming, and streaming nugs yourself, but you said, nah, I want some of that spicy, the spicy nugs with the Polynesian sauce. I don't even know if that's a good combo.
We'll work with it.
All right, cool.
That Polynesian sauce with that pan-seared salmon.
But thank y'all so much. Of course, on behalf of Kev, on behalf of Sin, on behalf of the Go! Because I got to say it at least once a day, or once a show. Idios and Anka, thank y'all so much. And of course, all I've got left to say to you wonderful people is I love you. And peace. How?
Wakanda forever. Bah.
Bombay.